オメガクインテット。前どこまでやったっけ？眠いのだけど。
Alright everyone, we're back. We're gonna finally finish this game, and we're gonna start the next game right after. And we're gonna wait for an error screen. That's why I'm a little bit early today. I have a plan. I have a strategy. So this boss is just horrible. It's horribly designed. And the reason why it's horribly designed isn't the boss itself, really. It's because of order breaks. You could argue, not just order breaks too, actually. You could argue it's not just order breaks, it's also the fact that every enemy ever can just use their EX skill anytime they want. And that's one of the things that just makes this boss just horrible. If he uses Lure, there's just so many things that can go wrong. But there is one thing you could do against Lure. It's not foolproof, but I noticed that Kyoka and Otaha were getting their turns despite Lure, while everyone else, their turns just disappeared. They were non-existent. So it seems like if you get hit by Lure, it pushes your turn back, but if he uses like 3 times, your turn's just gone. You don't get to play the game anymore. However, these two, for some reason, they were still able to play the game. I think... Hey Yuki, already testing them out? You're gonna run out of points. I think the reason was because of this. This item right here is how you beat the final boss in this game. Negates wait time increase from enemy attacks. If you don't have this, you cannot beat the final boss unless you are very, very lucky. Even with 73 levels above the final boss, he was still killing me in a single turn just because RNG. Hana has 11k HP and she would still die in a single turn. Just because order break, 3 lures, order break, 3 lures, order break, 3 lures. There's nothing you could do against it. You could block a Takuto, but after a while you either run out of Takutos or you just can't take the damage anymore. So I put everyone with this on. I had to grind for this, except Takuto, because he's lame. But everyone has an enamel core now. So now, I tried one time and I beat him. I didn't watch the ending, because I didn't want to spoil myself. But I did beat him in the first try. So, I don't like this idea. I don't like this idea, because that means that you have to fight 2 bosses as the final boss. The first one is just easy. This girl's a joke. This cat is a joke. But the final one, if you don't have a specific setup... You can see my points I refreshed. It only costs 25 points to use every command that isn't listed as free, so... You're good. You're still good for now. There's one thing I think that could have helped a little bit with the big boss. If they let you fight this one first and then save your game. Because now, if you get fucked over by the final boss, then you have to refight this one, and if you don't have very good DPS, then this one might take you like 15 minutes. So every time you fail, you have to wait another 15 minutes before you could try the final boss. Like, come on, man. After he tried to kill him last time and didn't kill him. I grinded to level 173, and he would still kill me in a single turn because of order breaking. And it's not just order breaking. Did any scale with you? They do not. It's just your HP doesn't increase very much. In fact, levels in general just don't give you a lot. Instead, what actually gave me the most stats was getting proficiency to 10. I think Kyoka? Yeah, these two, if you look, they have like 7k song power. Compared to Nene's knowledge, which is only 6k. Her technique is only 2.5. It's just when you get proficiency up and you get proper weapons, your stuff gets like really, really fucking good. Your stats go crazy. Not like a true nip game. It's a level 50 within 1 hour if you try hard enough. Oh yeah, you go fight the whales or something. Level 50 just to kill Nohan. The way this game is balanced is very odd. If it didn't have, we could talk about it later. We're gonna skip these cutscenes because we saw them already. So order break, right? Yep. See. It seems that one comment we read. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. So whenever she starts by fucking over someone, it's just really annoying. But that one comment we read, where someone said that it seems to happen more often if there's like less enemies, it seems true. Because how I grinded to 173 is, I went into the DLC area that we have, I attacked a shark, and if there was 1 or 2 enemies, they would immediately get an order break. But if there were 3 and 4 enemies, they would not get an order break. But that does mean that, first of all, that means that if you're fighting like regular enemies, that enemies could try to have like a comeback, right? Which is a pretty cool idea. But bosses are always alone. Or usually alone, because they're with like super weak enemies. So that just means that the boss starts with order break, or they spam it. So it's like, why? This boss is perfectly fine though, because she doesn't have an EX attack. She doesn't have the special attack that does like 500 to 1000% extra damage. So she's actually fine. This is the worst part about her. When she's below 30%, she evades everything. That could be true too, or it could be something based on like difficulty of enemies, because at the beginning of the game, order breaks never happen, and then for DLC enemies and bosses, they always happen. At least for endgame bosses. I think it might have something to do with the enemy typing. Because at the beginning of the game, they taught me about order breaks, but then they never happen. They would just happen every once in a while and be like, oh shit! But as we got farther and farther into the game, I started just like, why? Just let me play! Just let me play! Okay, so first of all, we're gonna lower her agility. And then we're going to do this. That will pretty much break her immediately. So this boss, I kind of like the idea of. Because first of all, she has no EXE attack. I don't mind enemies having EXE attacks. I feel like they should be bosses only. But the main problem with the EXE attacks, or the EX attacks, is how enemies only use it. They don't use anything else. I couldn't find a speedrun on hard mode. Apparently everyone who speedruns the game does it on normal, which is the easiest mode. Was it? It was normal, intermediate, advanced. So everyone speedruns the game on easy. Which, I can understand why. But I don't mind the EX skills. My problem is the fact that they only use it. So it's weird that Arya and this one, for some reason they don't have an EX skill. Which makes them, like, actually pretty good boss fights. Because instead of just spamming one attack, they actually try to do, like, different things. I don't want to knock her back. Now, the problem with this boss is, if you get her to 30% HP, you're kind of fucked. At 30% HP, she dodges all skills, which means you have to rely on magic. So if you're set up like me and you don't have any magic, she gets pretty irritating. So if I do too much damage, I'm actually in a bad spot, which is kind of funny. We're gonna skip Cosmic Fan, because we see it way too much. It seems like they always fuck with the RNG enemy attacks in their games. Always so random. You haven't played Fairy Fencer F yet, right, Yuki? Cause that's like one of the best games I played from Idea Factory. It felt so balanced. In fact, you can even play the game solo. You can play solo character in that game. The game's balanced enough where you can play it with one character throughout the whole game. Because there's just one item you put on, and it makes that one character as strong as a full party. So all you have to do at that point is just make sure the one character doesn't die. Obviously, the problem is if you play on hard mode or hell, and you have the chance to just die. But still. I think this game... The thing is, I think this game would be balanced if they didn't make skills so powerful. Because skills are so powerful, there's no reason to do a basic attack. Unless you're fighting random enemies. And if enemies just didn't cheat. Okay, he's not up. Oh my god, why does she hate Kana so much? Why does she hate Kana? Okay, so I have to kill her without voltage. And you know, it probably doesn't matter. So, another reason why the order break plus EX spam is just dumb is because when you finish a battle, you lose 1 voltage. If you finish this battle with 5 voltage, you go down to 3 because 5 isn't a real number in this game. 5 is a full 4. So you lose your 4 bar, it removes the 5, and you go down to 3. But if the next boss uses Order Break and there's Lure, then you go from 3 to 0. So you automatically start the boss at disadvantage. Plus your turns get knocked back. Plus you take all that damage. It's just, why, man? Okay, this is one of the things that I think would have made the game really cool. This is actually a perfect example of it. If you look at our turns, we have 5 characters all lined up with 5 different buffs. So I have 50 status ailment, 50 accuracy, 50 magic damage, and then 50 accuracy again, 50 ailment. So if I used an ailment attack on her, I could actually status her. I could actually put her to sleep or poison her or blind her right now if I went for it. Because she just would not be able to resist it. But because of the order break system and because you can't just end your turn, this is doing this normally is just impossible. Look at all those buffs I just got. When these enemies had the same coding as gacha enemies. Gacha enemies start taking out debuffs in certain insta-kill zones depending on their HP. Big dragon puzzles dragons and is asleep. 5 turns and doesn't attack. If you don't kill him within those 5 turns, he wakes up. On 6th turn, you get 1 final turn and then you still don't kill him, you get insta-killed. That sounds fucked up. That's pretty much like the enrage timers that people love. And when I say love, I mean they don't actually love them. But I feel like that's kind of like what happens, except instead of... It's kind of like what happens, but you don't know what the timer is, and the timer is usually 1 turn. Sometimes 0 turns. Because sometimes you start the battle and you're already dead. I want to get a rare steal on her. And how much damage did I do? I did almost half. I don't remember what game it is, but I played a game where I think it might have been Fairy Fencer F, where when you fought a boss, there was a bar that built up, and when the bar built up enough, they would then use a super attack. So you would build it up to a point. It would build up when you hit it, and it will build up on their turn. I'm pretty sure this is in Fairy Fencer F. It's been so long since I played the game, so I don't remember. But what you would do is you would just keep attacking, and then when the bar built up right to the point where they're going to use their attack, you then prepare yourself. You buff up, you go into defense mode, you do whatever you need. You put the boss to sleep, you do whatever to avoid the attack. Order Break seems like, and EX attacks seem like that, except instead of you know when it's going to happen, it's just random. But it's random in the enemy's favor rather than your own. It's too damn good for what I've been hearing from you. I love it so much. Play on hell difficulty though, so you can cry whenever you get one shot during the story battles. It's so dumb. You'll see the animation that happens too when you get one shot. It doesn't. I don't think it even tells you what attack they used. I think the enemy slaps you and then you just die. It's like a very fast slap. There's no special animation. There's no special name for the attack. It's just they attack you and you die. And you're like, wait, what happened? And then you do some research and you find out it's because you played on Hell. Hell is available from the very beginning. If you have Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force, I think it's called. Advent Dark Force. Is it Advent Dark Force? Advent Dark? Something like that. That version is like the free DLC version of the game. Oh yeah, I also overkilled her, but I actually don't remember how I did it. Yeah, Advent Dark Force, yeah. It'll give you Hell, it'll give you a bunch of DLC. The DLC fairies do not use it because they're broken. You can still put them on. You can still add them to your game, just don't use them because they're broken. You get free costumes, you get towels if you want to run around in towels instead of actual clothes. We just do it. I'm not gonna have voltage during the next battle anyways. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to have voltage anyways for the next battle, so we're just gonna go all out. So this is what I want to do. So we go use this. And one of my strategies is to use this item at the very end. At the very end of this battle, you use a life elixir to fully heal your full party. Okay, let's see if it dies. Let's see if she dies. I don't remember how I overkilled her. But I remember I did it. I just don't remember how I did it. That attack is so fucking good, man. That attack always breaks the enemy. Guess what? You're playing Annie. Heart eyes with sexual horror? Are you trying to tell me you love sexual harassment? She's definitely not gonna get overkilled. How did I overkill her? I don't remember how I did it, but I did overkill her. Okay, we're almost there. I wanna finish the game before 7 o'clock. We're gonna finish the game. We're gonna go over everything that is bullshit and all the things they did really well, and we're just gonna switch to the next game. Hua hua. Damn, I killed her without even the special. Oh, are we gonna overkill? Holy shit, that's damage. Damn, that's damage. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Okay, here's the moment of truth. If you get Order Break, Lure, 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 you're pretty much dead. Unless you happen to have enough HP where you will live. However, I have 3k more HP than the normal person, and I still died to Lure. So that's bullshit. You don't get that much level ups. You don't get that much HP from level ups. So I had to put all my HP from. I had to get all my HP from my gear instead. So that really limits what you can do with your gear. It's pretty dumb. And then it's limited even more because you gotta use enamel cords. Okay, let's see. No matter who gets hit in for the lure, as long as you press square / X, you should be okay when it comes to damage. As long as it's not like spam. But it's still gonna fuck over your turns and stuff. So gonna order break because it always happens. Missed. No lure so far. No lure so far. So that's pretty much what you want to happen. Because now I still have 2 voltage. I'm supposed to have 3. I don't know why I have 2. I had 5 voltage. It's supposed to go down 1 bar. It was supposed to go down to 3, but this game's very inconsistent for some reason. Okay, so the other thing that you could try to do to kill these bosses is to do voltage 1 negate wait time increase. The problem is, lure removes all your voltage, so you can't do it. And if you get hit by lure, not only does it remove your voltage, it pushes all your turns back. So lure is just the thing that you have to make sure it never happens. If lure happens, then you just can't play your game. Now, there's a couple of things I could do. I might actually use break value up. I don't know how much this works though, but I might try it. Yeah, you know what? Let's try break value up. Land 20 hits. So another reason why I want to do this is because, first of all, we haven't really been using live concert mode, but when you do a request, you're supposed to get... Oh, we all have 5 AP? You're supposed to get, what's it called? You're supposed to get voltage. Oh yeah, and, one of the only reasons why I even live lure is because I spam Cosmic Fan. That's another thing. If you don't spam Cosmic Fan, then getting a lure off just pretty much doesn't happen. Or getting a... living a lure doesn't happen. Okay, let's try rare steel. Normal steel. So if we had voltage, we could have used twin melody, but I'll see without it. Okay, so this boss, you could put him to sleep, but with order break, it doesn't really matter if you put him to sleep. Oh, I can't steal from him. The thing you really just have to worry about is lure. If he does lure, you die. There's like very little you can even do. If he uses it one time, you might be okay. But if he spams it, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I actually don't know what you're supposed to do. You're gonna skip the Cosmic Fans because that animation is way too long. Still wasn't enough to break, wow. It still took 3 even with the break damage up. That's pretty dumb. Okay, let's see how much this does now. It's not very strong, even with the defense decreases. We're 73 levels higher with defense decreases, and we're still not doing that much. It's pretty crazy how your damage just... Levels don't do much in this game. The goal is to pretty much get to 5 voltage. That's pretty much the goal. I don't know how voltage works, honestly. I think they didn't explain it too well, because sometimes they get a whole bunch, and other times they just don't get much. Exclamation mark Tibbers. What command is that? Oh, there's the lure. No, it's not lure. Oh my gosh! Didn't use lure. Yeah, for some reason Nene isn't with us. What a dum-dum. Oh, Kana! Damn it, Kana! She screwed everything up. Kana screwed everything up. Her turn's not synced up. Okay, let's try to wait time increase him. Not gonna do a lot. You don't know. I'm 73 levels higher than him. Wanna hear something cute? Of course, I live for cute things. And his bear's named Tibbers. Yeah, that's... Where do you think I got my name? That's where I got my name. Where do you think exclamation mark Tibasu's from? That's from the Japanese Annie. If you play League in Japanese, she screams Tibasu. That's Annie. That is Annie. I know it's great. Annie's amazing. Why's Kana doing so much damage? I don't understand crit chance. Tibasu was the character I used? No. The character I use is Kacha. Ekaterina Kurai. That's her full name. But everyone just calls her Kacha-sama. You gotta say Sama because she's queen. Okay, we're gonna defend and pray that he doesn't lure, but I guarantee he's gonna lure. Oh shit. There it is. So I just had 5 voltage and thought to myself, hey, it would be cool if I could do my 5 voltage attack. Oh, there goes my voltage. So this is why this boss is just stupid. Lure is a full party AoE. It's circle SS, which means it will always hit your full party. That means it hits 5 people while lowering voltage. So 1 times 5, you know. Instead of lowering voltage by 1, it lowers it by 5. So if you have 5 voltage, which is your maximum, you now do not have voltage because of 1 single attack. And voltage is how you do damage to big bosses. It's like the best way to do damage to the big bosses. So let's do 1, 2, and 3. Because of Lure, I also lost a bunch of AP on people. So Hyoka and Oroha do not get attacks now. Let's just try to get voltage. I wish I could see my team properly. I'm gonna defend to hope that everyone's turns line up properly. If that. It's gonna take 3. It's gonna take 3 cosmic fans just to break him. I think this would have been a really cool... I like how the boss is designed. Like, the actual, like, look of it, I really like it. But it's ruined by this game's mechanics. Live concert ended. That's fine. Oh! Don't lure. Okay, good. And of course, Nene! I don't know what's up with Nene. She never wants to sync up with everyone. So frustrating, Nene, come on. So frustrating, girl. I'm just gonna keep lowering his stats. This isn't even good damage. It's just very, very easy damage. I might have to just use... I might just have to do this. You're about to beat his waifus? Excuse me? We're just gonna use the best items. I honestly don't know how much I'm gonna play this game after I beat it. We're just gonna use good items. I don't think Cosmic Fan gives me a lot of voltage. It doesn't. It gives me like nothing. Takuto gives me more voltage. Okay, I think when you get this guy to half HP, he gets more tankier. And he also... Yeah, calm down the sound. You just gotta chat more and be on the stream more, and then you get more points very, very easily. Hey, 3 voltage! Are we gonna be able to do an attack? Are we going to be able to do an attack? Let's see. Let's lure. Yup. There goes all my voltage. So the reason why it looks like it doesn't do a lot of damage isn't because of my level. It's because I kept lowering his stats. If I don't lower his stats, he actually still does like 400 damage every one of those hits. Because level ups don't really do much in this game for some reason. Oh yeah, while I was doing research too, apparently if you want to do like really high DPS, all you have to do is give everyone a hammer. That's just sad. The fact that every character focuses on a specific weapon type, but to get the highest DPS you just give everyone a hammer, that's just sad. Apparently if you just give everyone a hammer and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then just use all the skills, that's the highest DPS you can get. I'm gonna reset his debuff. Does he get something at low HP? Yeah, he gets this at 30% HP, which is on right now. Attack, he just gets like 50% damage and 50% defense, pretty much. Yeah, it's really dumb that every character focuses on a different weapon. There's 5 characters and 5 weapon types. That seems very, you know, like, planned out. But if you want to do highest DPS, you just use one weapon type? That's sad. It's just sad. So we have no voltage and we can't do like any harmonics, so at least I have him beat. You sure about that? At any time he could. He hasn't done his dumb order break yet, which is actually very surprising. We got very good luck. So this is pretty much how you beat this boss. You first have to give everyone on your team an enamel cord, because lure lowers wait time. But it doesn't just lower wait time. It seems to make your turns disappear. At the end of yesterday's stream when I was fighting him, only Kyoka and Otoha got turns. No one else got turns ever after he started attacking. That's because only they had enamel cords. But now look, I put them on everyone and all of a sudden everyone gets turns again. Except for Nene, because for some reason Nene doesn't want to... Or Kana and Nene. Right now it's Kana, but sometimes it's Nene. And then, not only you have to give everyone very specific gear, which you do have to grind for. I only got 2 of them for free because I got them on boss steals. But you also have to pray that he doesn't do any of his order break spam. If he order breaks and only does 1 random attack, then you're perfectly fine. But if he order breaks and then does 3 lures, then you're gonna die. The only reason why he's not doing a lot of damage to me is because I keep lowering his stats. I actually didn't mean to skip the animation. Okay, he should be dead. He should be dead. Then we can finally see what the ending is. So I got very, very good luck. I got very, very good luck. But also, I'm 73 levels higher than I'm supposed to be. I literally grinded like... I think I was level 80 something? What level? Yeah, I was level 80 something, right? When I first tried? So I grinded like 90 levels? I grinded like 90 levels just so I could do damage without having to use my EX attacks. I'm max proficiency in the main weapons. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a real victory. This is why I don't grind when I play RPGs. Because everyone says, like, people will play an RPG and be like, oh, it's so hard. It's such a hard game. All you have to do is grind. Once you grind, the game becomes easy. It's just, it doesn't feel right to grind. Obviously, depending on the game, like, if you're playing a Souls game, you could grind and just use it for money rather than use the souls for money rather than use the souls for leveling. And also, levels barely do anything in that game. But in the majority of RPGs, if you grind, things will be easier. You get more damage, you get more life, you get more defense, you get more speed. But I don't like this boss because Lure is just not fair. Lure, if he only used it like every once in a while, or like if there was a bar that built up, like I'm pretty sure in Fairy Fencer F there's bars that build up. It's either Fairy Fencer F or it's another anime game that I really, really like. But the game I'm thinking of has a bar that builds up, and then you know when the boss is going to use a special attack. Oh, you know what? I think it might be Fairy Fencer. Because in Fairy Fencer, the bosses do have EX skills like you. You can spam yours if you know what you're doing. But the boss, they don't spam theirs at all. They have to like, charge it up. I'm pretty sure it's Fairy Fencer. Maybe I should just become a Fairy Fencer speedrunner. Because I really like that game. I should speedrun the game. But if you knew when he was gonna use Lure, you could at least use all your voltage before then and be like, okay, he's gonna remove my voltage. He's gonna remove my voltage. I'll use them up all now. But the way it is now, you just have to use your voltage whenever you have it, because you can't do chain attacks with your voltage. As soon as he gets a turn, he's just gonna use Lure and get rid of all your voltage. So dumb, man. And like I said, the only reason why he didn't do a lot of damage to me is not because I got level ups. Level ups barely increased my defense. It's all because I lowered his stats by a fuck ton. If I didn't lower his stats and he used Order Break twice in a row, or even one, if he had a turn and then used Order Break, or used 2 Order Breaks in a row and just kept spamming Lure, I would die. Because debuffs only last 3 turns, and if you Order Break and use 3 turns and then do another Order Break, those three turn debuffs are gone. This boss is like all RNG, and I understand why people who speedrun the game now are speedrunning on normal. Because speedrunning on intermediate or advanced would probably just be too inconsistent. It would probably be so inconsistent you would never do a full run. Alright, let's see what the ending is. I beat him one time yesterday after I devised this strategy of enamel cords and power leveling, but I didn't watch the ending. So let's see what happens. Weird slurp there when I went to drink my water. And hopefully we could start the next game before 7 o'clock, because that's my plan. But we will talk about all the things about this game. Actually, it's an idea factory game, so the ending's probably gonna be long-winded. And Arya talks a lot, so it's gonna be even longer. can't wait to see more shit idea games. I do have one in the waiting. I don't know when we're gonna play it, but it does have mixed reviews. I should only play games with mixed reviews. Because apparently, games with positive reviews are lies. Steam reviews are hilarious, man. You see a game with mixed reviews, and then you look at the reviews and they make sense, right? And then you see a game with positive reviews, and you look at the reviews, and people just do like, thumbs up, 0.3 hours played, nep nep, and then you're like, okay, that's definitely not a review. Maybe Steam should put like a word limit on how, like a minimum word limit for the reviews. Maybe that's what they need. Remnant of Ashes? I think I heard someone talk about that. Is that on my wish list? When's the next Steam sale? Gotta get more games. Actually, I think I'm broke right now. I lent my dad a lot of money, and he still hasn't paid me back. It's new, so I wouldn't like it. But is it hyped? I haven't heard anyone hype it, so that's what really gets me. The first part that gets me is people who hype things without really understanding why they're hyping it. And the opposite too, where people hate on something without really explaining why. A good example is actually Death Stranding. Death Stranding, I watched a video recently where someone said the title was Death Stranding is trash and here's why. Ooh. And then I watched the video and the guy was just very emotionally complaining about how there's too much walking around. So I left a comment. Saying like, this video is pretty garbage and here's why. And he actually replied with a thoughtful comment, which he probably should have did in his video. It's actually underrated, not gonna lie. It's 4-player open world co-op. That means I need friends. We don't play friendship games here. We want to play solo games. So I picked, when they asked me who my waifu is, I did pick Arya. So I'm guessing we're gonna get an Arya ending. Damn, not friend. I didn't say Yuki is not my friend. I said we do not play friendship games here. We play the only friendship games we have here are harem games. Steam needs a tag that just says harem if they don't have it already. And it needs to specifically be used on all Idea Factory games. I don't know why I dislike... You know, I kind of know why. I was gonna say I don't know why I dislike Takuto so much when I like... What's his name? Fang, that's his name. In Fairy Fencer F, you actually play a male character, and his name is Fang. But he's not really a harem character, I guess? He kinda is. But he's also not. It's weird. Every Idea Factory game seems to have a false hope ending. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if Fairy Fencer F was like that too. I actually can't remember the endings for Fairy Fencer F, to be honest. Probably because after I beat all 3 routes, I started like doing mini speedruns of the game. Because the game keeps track of what difficulties you beat the game on. So I used one save file to beat all the difficulties. And I think after that, the game just kind of blended together. It's kind of dumb to keep doing this though. It like, even one time is kind of like, oh, okay. Was there a reason to? Was there a reason to do this? But if all of your games do this, it's like, come on, man. What if one day Idea Factory did a false hope ending like this, and then like they think they didn't win, they think they win, then it's like, oh shit, we didn't win, and then it's true, the whole world like blew up or something, and then it's just like, that's the ending. Am I interested in Borderlands 3? I haven't seen a lot of hype for it, so I'm actually don't know anything about it. And and the one video I saw of it, I was just kind of like, I don't know. I have Borderlands 2 or 1. I have one of the Borderlands games on my Steam account. I bought it on sale. I never played it yet. Oh, I think it's 1. I think I have Borderlands 1. I never played it yet. Someone told me that 1 is really boring, and then another person told me that 1 is amazing. I don't know what to think about it. Too big of poozies? Oh yeah, I think I mentioned this too. The one video I watched of Borderlands 3, it was very laggy. And no one paid attention to what was in the video, everyone just complained that it was laggy. So, I was trying to read comments to figure out like what people were excited for and stuff like that. But people were just going, what is this 15 FPS? And I'm like, yeah, but what about the other stuff? I don't know anything about this game, just tell me something about the game. So I know nothing about the game. Like Borderlands since day 1? You say Borderlands 1 is boring compared to the other games, okay. I like when I talk about a game and people give me different opinions on it. Like one person tells me it's very good and another person tells me it's bad, or another person says like compared to the others it's bad. It especially frustrates me when they compare it to the other ones in the series though, because as someone who started with Devil May Cry 3 and tried going back to 1 and 2, oh my god, I don't know why I wait so long sometimes to play some franchises. It's way more RNG and random? As it should be though. I didn't know Borderlands 2 and 3 sequel had less random RNG when it came to their loot. So why did they all disappear? Oh, well, were people actually getting legendary weapons right off the bat? Is that actually happening? So wait, why did everything disappear? As far as I know, the thing we killed was a mixture of many different beeps. It wasn't the god beep, it was just a mixture of many ones. Why? Why though? Okay. We're gonna get an explanation. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I didn't see she got all of them. But maybe she did. First boss has a 50% chance of dropping an orange legendary? Seems pretty high. So if you wanted to, you could just farm the first boss until you get that one legendary, and then you could get carried for a bit. As much as I hate Path of Exile, I don't hate the game, I just find it very boring now. Maybe I just played it too much, who knows, but or maybe it's the way the game's going. But that's one of the things I like about that game. They don't have legendaries, they have uniques. It's called a unique instead of a legendary because it's not the best item. A legendary is not... The uniques are not the best item. The uniques are just something unique. They do something that a normal item don't. So that doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean you can definitely put it on and use it. But it does mean that depending on what your character you're playing, it could help. I actually really hate the legendary, and I hate the loot mechanic in a lot of games. Rapid fire, acidic pistol. That sounds like something I would definitely want to farm. I don't think I can play other ARPGs that have legendaries in them, thanks to Path of Exile. The idea of doing a unique instead of a legendary, that's so cool. You could make a character with no unique items at all, and it will be as strong as a character with all legendary items, or all unique items. Sometimes even better too, because now you can like really boost up your rare items. It annoys me so much when I play a game and I pick up a legendary at low levels and I never take it off because it's just so good. It annoys me so much. Anna, don't jump around, you're in a skirt. Not supposed to jump around while you're wearing a skirt. Look how big Odaha's mouth is. This fish is definitely tells her personality. That's true. Especially Nene. Look at Nene. Nene looks like she doesn't even want to be there. She's like, please get me out of this situation right now. Too many people are looking at me. Yeah, right there, see? Everyone's looking, please! Leave me alone! I'm gonna miss you, Nene. I wonder what her ending is like. You know what I might do? I'll speedrun the game on hard mode. I'll use this save file, speedrun the game, and get all the CGs. And then I'll be the one to post them on all these websites, because no one else wants to. And then hopefully one day, someone is like, damn, Arya's pretty cute. Let me draw some Arya pictures. Hey, Kana's pretty cute. Let me draw some Kana pictures. And then everyone's gonna be like, damn, how come I didn't know about this game? And I'm gonna be there like, you don't want to know why you don't know about this game. I'm gonna get PTSD every time I look at the art, but at least there's art. I was so sad. I tried looking at the game to get the Kana picture of her in a swimsuit. There were like 7 pictures of the game, and they were all CG pictures. I was like, wow, okay. So we picked Arya as the waifu when they did ask who's your waifu. So we should get an Arya ending. We were not there to witness the writings of the ancients. We wrote the ancients. Wait, is this the same ending song? Oh, come on. Wait a minute. I remember I said, I wonder if the ending of the game is gonna have the same song that they had for at the end of every single chapter. This is the same song, isn't it? Tell me. I guess they didn't have that many songs? They didn't have that many songs to choose from? This game was painful to watch. Imagine playing it! Oh my god! I should have just played on normal. Or no, intermediate, because normal says that like the game's it's for people who care about the story and you get more experience. Hell no, fuck normal difficulty. I should play on intermediate. Oh, actually, I did see when I was looking up stuff last night, I did see that some people said that you should not play your first save on advanced difficulty because the game isn't balanced for advanced difficulty. Which I feel like is not true. I feel like we beat the game fine. It's just the final boss. And actually, I think it's mainly the final boss. It's mainly the final boss. And some of the gear options were pretty shitty though. We'll talk about that after this. Oh, we get the long version of the song now. Okay, at least that's a little bit different. Does the next game have waifus? It does. We're also gonna play it modded. We're gonna play a game that is modded. Oh, here's the boob squishing one. Kinda got her boob grabbed by Oraha. Modded idea. Nude mods. We're gonna play nude mods. You gotta find it right now. Good luck. You know what? You probably have better luck on Google Images than you do on like a real site. To be honest, that's one of my favorite CGs. Cause you get a little tiny butt. Get a little tiny butt. I think I might get 100%. I think I might go for it, just so I can definitively tell people, like, do not play this game. Do not, you know what? I shouldn't say do not play it. Do not buy it. Have someone else buy it for you. Put it on your wish list, and have someone else buy the game for you. Don't buy it yourself. Have other people waste their money. Oh, you did find it? There's even an animation. It's an animated CG. You get a little jiggle when she squeezes it. It's almost 7 o'clock, but before we start the next game, we're gonna go over all the things that were good and bad about this game. All of them. And also, we have to see what New Game Plus is like, obviously. I need to see what carries over and all that. If it has Fairy Fencer F, New Game Plus, I'm gonna be very happy. I don't like Nep New Game Plus. Fairy Fencer has the greatest New Game Plus system ever. Short stream? No, we're just gonna switch games. I'll split the VOD myself. Actually, what day is it today? It's Tuesday. Okay. I started 10 minutes early just so I could get a jump start on the boss fight. Made you not want to 100% Rebirth 1? 100% Rebirth 1 was the easiest, man. Doing it on 2 and 3, oh boy, that's the problem. That's the real problem. Okay, there's usually some sort of ending scene, right? And they did ask me, which one's your waifu? Let's see. Let's see if I get Arya ending and I get some sort of lewd content. You'll never go back to Rebirth 2.
思ってたんだけどな。
I think after I play a Nep Nep game one time, I'm done with it. I can't play it more than once.
はじゃないでしょ。ちゃんと聞いときなさいよ。
いや、聞いてましたけど意味がわからなくて。
ならもう一回わかりやすく説明するわ。タクト君にはしばらくの間、町の外の調査をお願いして。
Oh, so they
ビープ
okay.
が消えた場所が安全かわからないし、遠方のビープがどうなっているかも把握できないし。いい？これはものすごく重要な仕事よ。
So they actually tell
何ヶ
you
月かかってもいい
that
か
there's
ら
more things to
じっ
do.
くり慎重に。
And they have an
そして詳細な
explanation
調査
for
をお願い
post
する
game.
わ。
質問いいですか？
But how does New Game Plus work then?
なんで俺が？
他に適当なやつがいないからよ。
Let's see.
あいつらに行かせた。
Maybe I just go into the menu or something
あい
and
つら
click
に
it.
は歌巫女の仕事があんでしょうが。あんたはいてもいなくてもどうにかなるけど。
でも危ないんですよね。
安全かどうかわからない
So
だけ
that's
よ。
an interesting way to describe it.
まあ確かに一人
Even
で
though all
というの
the
は
beep
気が
are
進まないわ
dead,
よね。
there might still be more out
一人じゃ
there.
なくても
So you should
進みません。
probably keep looking.
たく情けないわね。まあ、歌巫女の仕事も5人いなきゃってわけじゃないし。
誰か一人だけなら連れて行っても問題ないかしら。人選はタクト君に
Oh, there
任
you
せる
go.
わ。
There you go. It's gonna be Arya
誰にすんのよ。
because
そ
we
れ
we
とも
picked her
一人で
earlier.
行く？
一人の方が気楽な気もしますけど。
何かあった時一人で対処できるならそれでも構わな
Yeah,
いよ。
it makes more sense than like. By the way, all the beeps are gone, and then you go out into the world and there's still more. It's like, wait, that doesn't make sense. I'm supposed to have killed them all.
ほら、そっそ決めなさいよ。
I like when they explain things a little bit like that.
そうだな。
Most people probably don't care,
それじゃあ
but it's kind of nice. Okay, so before they asked me who's my favorite waifu, so it should automatically pick Arya because that's who I chose. It's kind of weird that they asked you earlier and not now, especially because that might have been a missable event. I don't know what would happen if you can miss it. But let's see if I get an Arya scene. Oh, there you go. When you Takuto? Are you just watching her sleep? Is he carrying her? He is carrying her. Aw.
そうだよな。こいつを連れてきた時点でこうなるのは分かってたよな。
おや、あら、
やっと起きたのか？
これは、寝ている間に、私をどこに
Wait,
連
did
れ
he
去ろ
kidnap
う
her?
というの？
いつまで待っても起きないからこうして運んでやってるんだけど
He
な。
kidnapped her.
それは、申し訳ない。気が、しないでもないわ。
もう下ろしていいか？
それは、困るわ。
何が困るんだ？
うん。
Takuto doesn't have eyes.
不安になるの。周りにピープがないことが。
そうだな。綺麗さっぱりなくなったからな。
だから少しでもピープを感じる。
Ooh, that's
あなた
interesting.
と触れ合っていると安心できる。
She's a beep. So without other beeps around, she's feeling anxious.
考えてみたのだけど。
よし降りろ。今すぐ降りろ。
あ、待って。今のは照れ隠しだから。
本当か？
本当よ。4割2分くらい本気。
せめて5割に乗せてほしかったな。
照れ隠しついでにもう一つ感謝を伝えておくわ。
礼を言われるようなことはしてないぞ。
気を使って
Oh,
私を
oh my
誘ってく
god!
れたのでしょ。
That's so cute! That is so damn cute! Oh my god! Arya like never smiles. She pretty much never smiles throughout the whole game. Holy crap. That's great fan service right there. That is great fan service right there. That's the good type of fan service. Who needs panty shots when you got this adorable smile?
まだ私が町に居づらいと思って。
さあな。適当に阿弥陀で選んだだけかもしれないぞ。
それはそれで運命的ね。
で、そろそろ本当に降りてほしいんだが。
それは困るわ。
まだ困るのか。
今私顔が真っ赤だからとても
Oh my gosh.
見せられないわ。
嘘だな。
鋭くなったわね。
どれだけ鈍いやつでもわかるだろ
お願い、もう少しこのままでダメ？
何か出てきたら降りて戦ってくれよ。
あら、女に守らせるつもりなの？男としての
Family
プライ
pride.
ドはないのかしら？
プライドで自分の身が守れるならな。
ではその時までこうしておぶさっていられるのね。はあ。
違う、そういう意味じゃない。
おやすみ。
Well, that's
らっしゃ
Shumi.
い。ぐにゃ
おい、本当に寝たのか？おい。
ー。さ
Yashumi
あ。
Nasai. Adorable. Just too damn cute, man. Just too damn cute. Oh my gosh. Journey? Hardest difficulty challenge successful. Game cleared. I got 3 achievements. Holy crap. I got 3 achievements. Where are they? So I got 3 achievements for beating the game on hardest difficulty. Oh, true ending. Beat the game on hardest difficulty and then beat the game. Wow. 3 endings all at once. So here's the question now. New Game Plus? I want to see what it's like. I see an event. Yeah, there's only one event. Interesting. Go see what this event is then. Let's go save the game. I have another save file just in case. But whatever.
それはタクト君が町の外の調査に向かうほんの少し前のお話。
Something happened?
まったく、こんな急な話もないよな。誰か連れてけって言われてもな。どうしたもんか。
あれ？あんたまだいたの？
Momoka
い
event?
ちゃまずいですか？
まずいわよ。あんたには重大な仕事があんでしょ？何いつまでもグズグズしてんの？
そう言われてもいろいろ準備が。あゆみさんには伝えてありますけど。
あっそ。ならいいわ。
はあ。
いるならその間はきっちり働いてもらうわよ。私の部屋の掃除とか、私のマッサージとか。
いえ、ですからいろいろ準備が。
ああ、私の言うことが聞けないっての？
あゆみさんの許可をもらってください。俺の上司はあゆみさんなんで。
ほー、ずいぶんと生意気言うようになったじゃない。
あら、二人ともいいところに探してたのよ。
What is this event? I thought we were gonna have Momoka fan service.
今日からお前らに新しい仲間が増えること。
Wait, what? Hold on. Oh my gosh!
新人歌巫女の桃香です。よろしく。
Wait, what? Hold on now. Hold on now.
何よそのリアクション。もっと
What happened to you don't have any powers?
ちみっこが新人？どういうこと？本当にももかちゃん復帰するの？私、ももかちゃんと一緒にお仕事できるの？
よかったな。
What is this?
これって何の冗談ですか？
冗談だったらどれだけよかったか。
どういうことなんですか？
俺もついさっき全く同じことを聞いた。どういうことなんで
This
す
is
か？
interesting.
そうよ。私が現役復帰って、本気なの？
本気も本気よ。タクト君にはああ言ったけど、やっぱり歌巫女が一人減るのは不安があるし、それに目処もついたしね。
メイドって、もしかしてこの間の？無理よ。あれは本当に一回こっきり最後の最後で。
違うわよ。まだ試作段階だけど、ようやく完成したの。歌巫女の力を増幅させる回路が。
増幅？
そう。元から力がない人が持っても意味がないけれど、桃香ならちょうどいいかと思って。
What?
ちょうどいい。
Okay,
私を
this is
実験動物
interesting.
扱いするつもり？
動物扱いなんてしないわよ。これは人体実験だもの。無理強いはしないけど。
This is interesting.
これがあれば歌巫女に戻れんのよね。
おそらくね。しばらくは試行錯誤が続くでしょうけど。
なら答えは決まりきってるわよ。あんたの思い通りなのが気に食わないけど。
そう言ってくれると思っていたわ。ということでタクト君。
まさか。
出発するまでの間でいいから、あなたには新しい担当歌巫女を。
ってことらしい。
So, Idea Factory tends to give you bonus
そんな
characters.
ことが
And this bonus
恐るべ
character
し
kind of makes sense because she already has a model in
技
the
術
game.
塾ね。
Instead of letting it go to waste and only being for the tutorial, they let you play as her. They have a reason, so it's not just completely, you know.
ダメよ。これは
I mean, Takuto is able to fight things, so
そんな
interesting idea.
しなくてもいいじゃん。お願い。
やめとけ。まだ試作品だから力の強い人間が使うとどうなるかわからないって言ってたぞ。
機械が壊れちゃったりとか？
それならまだしも、強すぎる力をそのまま増幅したら最悪。
blows up.
大変。かなちゃん、絶対ももかさんに近づいちゃダメだよ。まだにわかには信じられませんが、それでは本当に。
ああ、お前たちは新人のフォローをしつつ普段の仕事を頼むってさ。
よろしくお願いします。
This is pretty cool. Oh, it's still not over. She's very happy that she gets to hang out with Momoka, I guess.
ニヤニヤしてんのよ。気持ち悪い。だってももかちゃんと一緒にお仕事だもん。ちっちゃい時からずっと憧れてたももかちゃんと一緒に歌巫女。だからキモいっての。まあ悪い気はしないけど。
確かに伝説の歌巫女と共に働くというのは意義深いことですね。いろいろ勉強させていただきます。
おお、妙にしおらしいじゃない。まあせっかくの機会だし、私の活躍っぷりをよーくその目に焼き付けて。
Welcome back, Yuki. Your tongue is being...
でもさ、ちみっこの
You
力
missed a very cute Arya scene, and we got Momoka on the
無
team.
理やり増やしただけで。
Momoka's joining us for
それに歌巫女の
post-game, I
力
guess.
が戻っても体力の方は年寄りの冷や水とでも言うのか
Oh
しら。
gosh, don't talk about her old age, please.
ふーん。
Oh
こっ
god.
ちの3人 はそういう態度なわけね。
What is this
う
face?
ーん。あ、やば、聞こえてた。違うんです。私は、言い訳が浮かばない。
素直な気持ちを
Don't say your honest opinion. You gotta say you're joking.
まあね、今まで散々教育サボってきたしね。ここらできちんと上下関係叩き込んでやろうかしらね。ごめんなさい。でもちみっこ新人なんでしょ。だから今は私の方が先輩。新人だけど
Kinda
ベテラン
senpai.
で伝説でついでにあんたらの師匠なのよ。ずるいそんないっぱい。
今のうちに大さんこそこそ
This
すっごく賑やかになったね。さすがももかちゃん。
賑やかとは違うだろう。まったく入って早々これか。
大変ですね。大事な仕事
Man, this is going on for way longer than I thought it would.
あ
I just want to see what New Game
とん
Plus
で
is
もない
like.
のを押し付けられたもんだ。
There you go. Momoka joined the party. Yeah, they didn't say anyone's age other than Kyoka and the three other adults. They said Shiori, Ayumi, and Momoka are about the same age. They said Momoka's pushing 40, so that means they're all about 40. And then Kyoka straight up said, I'm 16. So, I don't know how old the other girls are. Any more events? No post-game events? Huh. Okay. So, how does this work? Change order? Oh. So, sub... Oh, what? Why would I want to do this? I could take people out of the party if I wanted to. Here, oh. I have to put Takuto on someone first. So she starts at level 100. The final boss is level 100. So you should be at about level 100 when you fight the final boss. We were, I think, 90 something. So but we didn't really grind. So we were close until we started grinding. She starts with all her fire skills, which she had during the tutorial. We did play as Momoka during the tutorial. She has all hammer stuff. Looks like she's high proficiency in hammer. She's 7. Okay. Kana 18, Kyoka 16, Nene 17, Arya 16, Oda 15. I think Arya might also be like 14, 15. Just because she has such a baby face and she's so tiny. I think she's pretty young. That's how I see it. Oh, they give you a fuck ton of points, but it's empty skill trees. So she is a brand new character. You can do what you want with her. You're not limited. And wait, this doesn't really make sense. So she starts with all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She starts with 6 mic skills. That means that there are 6 slots on the skill tree that do not exist. So wasn't there... So like what are those 6 slots filled with then? Upgrades? Wasn't there... Oh, is Momoka a veteran? Yeah, she's the oldest. She was a verse maiden for like 20 years or something. The only other one was like Arya for a little bit, but then she got contaminated. And Shiori, very shortly after she became a verse maiden, she lost her powers. So Momoka had to kind of hold the fort for 20 something years. This is interesting. It's very interesting. I can do what I want with her. It's gonna be hard to like figure out what her skills do. Reckless charge, skill attack, guard break up. That's a misspelling. So she's good at breaking guard. She just does extra damage? Is that her talent? She's just really good at doing damage? At the end of turn, added weight is reduced by 50. Holy, what? It makes sense if Momoka's the strongest, to be honest. It's really dumb for her to be the strongest because she's a bonus character. And you want characters to be balanced out. You don't want someone to overshine everyone. But she's technically a veteran, so... Added voltage 50! Oh, 50%? Holy shit, man. Yeah, lore-wise, this makes sense for her to be so powerful. But gameplay-wise, it's pretty shitty. You have to really decide, like, at what point does gameplay surpass lore? This is interesting. What's her special skill? Does she have one? Neoclassical metal. So she has a special skill. She has an EX skill. But, weird thing about Momoka is she can't chain skill with all of these. She can do regular chain skills, but she can't do EX chains. So that's very strange. Interesting. I guess that is the trade-off. That's what's supposed to try to balance her out. She's strong on her own, but you can't use her for, like, doing this crazy stuff. And that's supposed to be what balances her out, maybe? That's an interesting idea. Alright, that's cool. And of course she starts pretty much dying. How come her HP so low? Does she have amps on, maybe? What, pat Momoka's head? I wish she had more screen time. Ooh, she starts with a level 1 outfit with no amps. Okay, so yeah, she is very, very basic. In fact, she's even using a weak weapon. She's using the first tier axe. She's not even using a good axe. Or a good hammer, I mean. Interesting. Look how weak she looks because we get her so late. And she's not properly, like, spec'd out. She's so weak. Okay, very interesting stuff. How do I start New Game Plus now? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. What is this? What is this? This wasn't here before. Is this New Game Plus? Transfer game data and start a new game. I really like when games do this, when they don't have it as soon as you beat the boss. It goes, by the way, New Game Plus. Do you want to play, or do you want to go back to the final boss? I like when they do this. So if I wanted to, I could check out the training floors. I could maybe grind the DLC, or I could just go and get the other ending, or do some other stuff in a new save file. First made a fan club diary. Okay, let's check New Game Plus, and we'll talk about the game a little bit. Select a file to take over. Please select the file to take over. The file? These are not files. Okay, I like this already. Oh, I use my coins! Did they say that for coins? I think they said something about New Game Plus. I don't know if they mentioned it's to carry things over. So you can keep your mics, which are your weapons, your projectors, which are your armors, your attachments, which are accessories, your consumable and raw items and blueprints, blueprints too. The items cannot be retained, makes sense. Outfits, materials. Ooh, that's a scary one. 99 coins? Outfits are very, very expensive to upgrade, so you definitely want to carry those over. Proficiencies. Proficiencies give you fuck tons of points. Arcanium is your resources for crafting. Upgrade points 100. Start the game with plus 100 upgrade points. I think upgrade points are supposed to be the name of the thing for your skill tree. So you start off with 100 points in your skill tree. That's interesting. You could get a head start. Maybe. I wonder if you need to do that to max out the skill tree. Holy shit. Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is for... Maybe this is just to get a head start. This might be just to get a head start and that's it. Okay, so I'm too lazy to do math. Perfect. Okay. That was perfect. If I spent 27 more coins, I wouldn't be able to keep everything. Close the menu and continue? Sure. Oh, you could start on any difficulty. Okay. So we're gonna skip through the tutorial because there's one important thing to make note of. They did not ask me if I wanted to keep my levels. So does that mean I start back to level 1? Because if so, then that actually makes a lot of sense. Because if you remember, on the skill tree, stop it controller, on the skill tree there are stats 1 level up. So if you do not keep your levels, then those things make sense. So the idea is you beat the game, you put your coins into the extra upgrade points, and then you rush for those stat ups. Now when you go from level 1 to 999, you get all these extra stats you didn't have before. So she's gonna be at level 100 because she is a tutorial character. Okay, you know what? There's like items during the tutorial and stuff, I'm not gonna care. Let's just skip through everything. Oh shit, why did I pick yes? No. Speedrun, go. Speedrun, go. I gotta beat the tutorial. I guess while we're doing the tutorial, we could talk about some of the things about the game. Affection level 5. Did I say that before? Does Zeo technically have affection? Yeah, since Momoka's like the veteran, right? You actually do the tutorial as her, and then you find out that she's like losing her powers, and that's when they introduce Takuto and Odaha. Okay, so what did they teach me? They taught me how to attack, right? What else? Okay, let's talk about all these different mechanics while doing the tutorial. They taught me how to attack, I think. They taught me about wait time. Wait time doesn't make sense in this game. Because the way wait time works is, when you look at something, you see an amount of wait time, and depending on what you do, the stronger stuff you do, the more... my throat. The longer it will take for your next turn to come up. This makes a lot of sense, and it's something that's in every Idea Factor game. Nep games do not tell you what the wait time is. They do not. Fairy Fencer F does, and I always wonder why Nep games don't tell you wait time. Sega Hard Rolls, they kind of tell you wait time. They have that bar that goes up. But for some reason, other Nep games don't do that. However, wait time doesn't make sense in this game. Because you cannot end your turn prematurely. You cannot say, I have 4 AP. 4 AP means I can do 4 different things during this turn. But you cannot say, I will do Ultimate Crush, add 50 weight, and then I'll end my turn. You cannot do that. Look, I have no way to end my turn. The only way I can end my turn is to defend, but defending adds wait time. I don't know how much wait time because it doesn't tell you, but it adds wait time. So you can't really like manipulate your turns the way the game wants you to. If you think Nep games, Nep fans are bozo brain otakus, I mean, it's kind of true though, isn't it? Isn't it? One thing that's interesting about this tutorial is the enemies are actually not weak. Which actually might make sense lore-wise too. The enemies are not weak. They actually do good damage to you. This might be because I'm on hard mode. I don't know if hard mode increases damage numbers. But it makes sense that the enemies would be pretty strong because she's becoming weaker. Oh gosh, I get to keep all my items. Items are interesting because they cap out at different numbers. So Sports Drink, for example, caps out at 99. And Vitamin Supplement caps out at 50. But they don't tell you what the number is until you reach the cap. So if I kept picking up vitamin supplements and I didn't realize it, I wonder if they're just gonna go to waste. Like, they just disappear because I'm already at the cap. This is not a game where items drop on the floor, so... yeah, it's kind of odd. Again, items also have wait time, but because you can't end your turn, it's not really possible to manipulate your turns. So, it's not like I could, you know, do what I want, end my turn, and be like, yeah, I'm happy. Happy with my decision of this turn. That's one of the biggest mistakes this game has. The fact that you're supposed to manipulate your turns to set up certain things like harmonics, set up different bonuses, make sure the enemies don't get bonuses. But there's just not really proper ways to set up all that. And even if you defend, we've had moments where I defend and it shows me that my turn is going to be way at the bottom of the list. But then when I do defend, my turn is like somewhere at the top. It's like, okay, that doesn't make sense. You didn't tell me my turn was going to be there. Voltage, special skills, and overkill. So special skills are pretty much the way you beat bosses and overkill stuff. They're super strong. But for the final boss specifically, for some reason, they just really don't want you to use special skills. I don't mind enemies having the ability to reduce your voltage and preventing you from using the skills. It's just very, very strange that... wait, did they even teach me how to break yet? It's just very, very strange that that one boss, his voltage reducing attack hits 5 times, and the voltage reducing part is multiplied by 5 instead of, you know, just being -1 voltage like all the other attacks. And because of that, I don't know how you're supposed to overkill the final boss. Hopefully he doesn't give anything crazy. But then they taught me overkill. Overkill is one of the coolest things about this game. I relate it to Final Fantasy X, because Final Fantasy X is the one that has an overkill system I know about, and most people probably know about. That game, overkill, sucks. Because when you overkill something, you have to hit a specific number that you do not know. You do not know what the overkill number is. The only way to know about it is you, like, look into the game files, or you keep trying every button, or keep trying every attack until you narrow it down to the point where you can post on a website, on the wiki page, what the overkill number is. The problem with overkill in that game is, when you get an overkill, you also get extra experience. You get like double experience or something. So, you get more level ups, which lead to more overkills, and then you just end up being over leveled. This game, you do get a tiny bit more experience, but it's very small, and the important part of an overkill isn't the experience, it's the drops. As we've seen, it's very hard to get a common drop for some reason. I keep getting rare drops. But an overkill, for regular enemies, does give you a normal drop. So you can actually get the normal drop, which is used for crafting, the rare drop, which is used for money and resources for crafting, and then you could get an overkill drop on top of that, which is then used for crafting on top of your normal drop. So you get like double the materials. That's pretty cool. That means for certain enemies, if you know they drop something really nice, you want to try to go for an overkill on them. For this game, instead of just hitting a specific number, you have to do their HP, you have to do their remaining HP plus their full HP. So, he's full HP, so I would have to do double his HP, pretty much. That's pretty cool, because no matter what, you always know what number you have to hit. And, not only that, but when you do attacks, hopefully we do enough damage so we can see it, but they even build up a bar to let you know how close you're getting to that overkill. So, for a boss battle, for example, you can actually see, there's the kill, and then you see the red bar building up. So when you fight a boss, you can save before the boss fight the boss, try to go for an overkill. See, there's an overkill bonus, but it's like a tiny percent. So it's not like double your experience like in Final Fantasy X. But when you go for an overkill on a boss, you know, you save beforehand, right? Because why would you not save before boss? You try for overkill. If you don't get it, you can figure out why. You could say, okay, I didn't do enough damage. Maybe I need more level ups. Maybe I need a new strategy. maybe it's because I tried to overkill when the boss was at half HP, so I just didn't do enough damage after it died. Maybe it's because I didn't get the break, and when you get a break, you get extra animations on your attack for more damage. It's really cool. It's probably one of the best systems in this game, to be honest. I also like the tutorial for this game, to be honest. It's pretty cool. The way it's like... what the... The way it's... Oh, there you go. See, now it introduces Oroha and stuff, and Takuto. So, I like the idea that you play as the person who's like... You play as a veteran, and you see that, like, yeah, she's pretty good, but she is definitely getting weaker. So you might be wondering, like, why didn't she help everyone else? Well, they show you. She's getting old, she's losing her power. She's not just a wasted character. It's not like they just tell you she's weak and she used to be good and all that. You see it for yourself. You get to play as her and see it for yourself. Oh, that's weird. I can't use items in my menu. So, I can't actually heal up. Oh, they reset my support rate. I think that means my levels are reset too. Because support rate is what levels up Takuto. So I think my levels are reset. I have a lot of items, so let's just do that. Is this thing weak to fire? One thing I would say about the weakness stuff, I wish the absorb was, instead of like 50, 100, 125, I wish it said absorb there. When an enemy absorbs an attack, it just says it in a little text under the icon, and sometimes it's hard to tell. Oh, one thing they did teach me that I honestly did not care about throughout the whole game. It's really not that noticeable, but maybe for like post-game overkills, maybe it's noticeable. You can see that there's an attack modifier when I attack things. This game has a very intricate positioning system that I don't really see in other turn-based games, other than like tactical games. Depending on what row an enemy is on, so you can see the rows on the floor, you will have different modifiers on your accuracy and damage. So I'm doing like 14% more damage when I attack this thing, because it's up front, which is the blue, and if it was farther back, I would have done less than 100% damage. I think it's like down to like 80% damage even. That's pretty cool, because it means that certain characters, you might want to do certain attacks on certain people to try to guarantee more damage. Like if you're trying to kill enemies on the first turn, you might want to use certain people to attack the enemies at the back, certain people to attack enemies at the front. It's very odd for bosses though, because you can't really tell what layer they're on. It might just be wherever their face is, or like the front of their body. But the damage you get from this is not that high, it doesn't feel like, so I never really paid attention to it, to be honest. Which kind of sucks. It would have been nice if I had to pay attention to it a bit more. Maybe for overkills it matters more, but yeah, I just didn't really have to care. And right there, cool thing is, he knocked me back, which you could do to enemies as well. You could try to knock back enemies to put them in certain spots to then get off certain attacks. The problem is, yeah, we don't... Do we even have breaks yet? The problem with this system is, there's a lot of ways to knock back an enemy, but there's not a lot of ways to reverse an enemy, which is pull them forward. So it seems very, like, lopsided. And it's very strange. I don't know why it's so lopsided. Maybe they just didn't, like, think about it. But it is very odd. Let's just... Oh, we can't do it yet. Wait, isn't that what someone else says? You say it too? There you go. Okay. Oh, come on! Oh no, now it's Oroha. So for some reason, Oroha just grabbed her weapon, and despite not having any abilities, she can still kill this thing. Because Otoha is just that powerful. Ooh, she did way more damage than she was supposed to be. That's because I have max proficiency, so I have extra stats. But she didn't do like in the thousands. So that means that my level was probably reset. What, to stop? It's not supposed to stop. It's supposed to skip. Aha! So her level is reset. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. So, when you go into New Game Plus, you can't carry over your levels, but you can still carry over things to make you very powerful. Okay. I don't have any menus or anything, so it's kind of hard to even think about like what to talk about. So let's reload our save file. There you go. So what else is there to talk about? Equipment. I wish there was a little bit more variety, I guess, with the equipment. The fact that at the end of the game I just used all the same stuff on everyone because it's just the best. Kinda lame. The fact that I didn't have to keep track of like my weaponry. I'm not using the best weapon on everyone and I'm still able to kill the final boss. That's pretty cool. I like how you're not like completely destroyed for not leveling up your weapon, especially because of how expensive everything is. But I saw some people saying like the weapons and equipment and stuff is has very good variety. That's what I'm looking for. But it doesn't really. There's not like a huge amount of things you could do when it comes to your equipment. For this stuff, you can play around with it a bit, but it seems like if you don't have an enamel cord, like this is the one thing you need. You just need this, because if you can't negate wait time, you don't get to play your game. So that's kind of lame. It looks like at first when you play through the game, you can really play around with your stuff. But then it seems like end game or post game maybe, you're limited. That's pretty lame. I guess outfits are also skills. I complained about this before. Oh wait, we didn't get to see Momoka's underwear. That's Otoha's underwear. Haha! they're the same person. That's funny. They're the same person. Outfits. The idea that... No way! Yes! It's so expensive! Ram? Ram and Ram? What's this? The idea that you have to like custom make... What the hell? Oh! We get a whole bunch of new things for being in the game. Okay, so we get the normal outfits if you want. That's pretty cool. You get to wear your normal outfits. Like the jersey? I love this. She doesn't even wear pants. She just has a shirt on. No pants. That's beautiful. And it looks like we also got new underwear. This one we had already. We bought this. But... Oh, this is their sleepwear, I think. Is it? No. This is not their sleepwear. I thought this was sleepwear for a second. Does this belong to certain... This looks like something Kana would wear. This looks like... Arya. Maybe this is supposed to be like different versions of their underwear or something like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, just look at this and you'll see one of my problems with outfits. You'll see one of my problems very, very easily. They are fucking expensive, okay? Why would I even bother putting this on if it's gonna cost me this much to make? This is a level 1 piece. I still have to upgrade it. And upgrading costs a fuck ton of money. 500,000 to get my next upgrade. So sure, let's do it. Now it's 1 million to get my next upgrade. God damn, it costs so much to upgrade your stuff, man. You would hella put that on? It costs so much to put your stuff on. There's no reason why you would do it until you get to post game, which is my problem with some of the Nep games, where you just wear your normal outfits. Seems like a rewarding factor. My problem with this system of like making the outfits super expensive is playing through the game normally, you just wear your same outfit over and over and over again. So if you wanted to fool around a bit, like in Rebirth 1, you can fool around with your outfits because everything's super cheap. You can play through the game with any outfit on as long as it's in the store, because everything's super cheap. For this game, you're playing through the game normally, and you'll always wear the same outfit. Unless you're wearing this one, which is broken on everyone. Because this one's super cheap. Everything else is very expensive. So this just seems like a pure post-game thing. When you have the time and you're gonna bother getting all the costumes or stuff, or you have the ability to even grind up all these Arcanium. Look at that, 50,000 fire, and you have to get it for everyone. If I wanted this on everyone, I can't just buy one. I have to buy 6 of them because now there's 6 characters. So that really adds up. Plus, then you do have to upgrade it. So it's not like it comes upgraded already. It gets very expensive. There's just so much investment in something that should be a fun factor. Because if you're gonna buy an outfit to put it on, you still have to upgrade it. You can't just buy it and put it on like you can for a costume. These aren't costumes. These are equipment. So you see the sailor uniform's only level 1, which is why it only has 1 amp. So if I put this on, even if I fixed it, it would be pretty shitty. It's gonna break very fast. I have to upgrade it to give it durability. I have to upgrade it to give it slots so I can have stats. We'll talk about stats in a second. But it feels like something that should be more of a fun thing is more of a post-game thing. So like if I really want to put on Kana's outfit because, you know, jersey plus what's it called? No bra and stuff, or no shirt under, that's sexy. I want to wear this. But the effort to buy it and then upgrade it just so I can wear it, it's just so much work. So if they gave me this at the beginning of the game, I would have never put it on, even though I would want to. Even with the DLC, you can't put this on. Because the DLC only gives you 555,000. So even the DLC doesn't let you put this on. Now you can buy a billion EP as DLC, paid DLC. So maybe that's why they make all this stuff really, very expensive, because they want you to buy the paid DLC. Who knows? No. I have seen people say this game's very grindy. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're actually talking about this type of stuff. When it comes to outfits though, the reason why you want to buy outfits is for amps. And amps start off very lame. They only give you resistances to stats, but if you pay attention to these stats, many of them are the same. Sleep prevents your turn from happening. Paralyze prevents your turn from happening. Seal prevents you from attacking, which you try to do every single turn. Panic prevents you from harmonizing. You want to make sure you harmonize every single turn you can. So it's kind of like being sealed, because if you're panicked, then you have to get rid of it. So you're wasting, instead of attacking, you're wasting that turn to restore it like you would if you're sealed. Darkness is like 50% chance to miss, which is kind of like these things. You don't want to have them on. You want to get rid of it as soon as possible. Virus and poison are the same thing, except backwards. One is HP, one's SP. This stuff, it's actually, it's one of those things where sometimes it doesn't matter, sometimes it does matter. So I actually like these two. And instant KO is just instant KO, obviously. But so many of these just prevent you from playing. And things that you want to get rid of right away, you're just kind of limited when it comes to the other things you might want to do with your amps. And you could, obviously, just put on, like, maybe 1 or 2 people with the paralysis resist to make sure that 1 or 2 people don't get paralyzed. But when you have full party AoEs that paralyze, it can get pretty insane. And I put 2,000 to 1,000 HP on everyone, because no matter what I did with my gear, I have really good gear from what I can see. I got like boss rare steals and overkills and got really powerful defensive gear, they still did a lot of damage to me. So without this extra HP, I probably would not have even lived that one boss attack, the lure attack, the one that scares me to no end when it comes to that final boss, and some of the other attacks too. But I feel like that's also really limiting, where they kind of, it seems like they balance the game around having at least one of these HP things. Maybe even the SP. I feel like amps were not really balanced as well as they could have been. And also, some of this stuff is just worthless. Fire resist, water resist, wind resist. Enemies do not use magic in this game. They only use their EX attack. Sometimes they use magic, but most of the time it's their EX attack. EX attacks are elementalists. They're non-elements. So, I don't even know why you would get resistances. The stats up is kind of cool. This stuff, I have no idea how good this stuff is. It says plus 10. But does that mean 10%? Or does that mean every time I level up, I get 10 more vitality than normal? Because if you go into New Game Plus and you have this, and you're level 1, and you grind up from level 1 to 99, let's say you have this one, you're getting 15 vitality plus times 998 levels? That seems like a fuck ton. I think it's 10%, but then how does that work? Because it's vitality on level up, and you only get like, you get somewhere between like 5 and 10 vitality every level up. So how does 15% of 5 work? I feel like this could have been better explained. This is actually a good example of how some of the items in this game, their explanations are just pretty, like, all it says is vitality level up modifier. Even at the bottom of the screen where it says explanation, it doesn't explain anything. Even something like this, you know, you could have wrote at the bottom, increases HP by 3000. What's the point of having the explanation bar if it's not going to explain things? When it comes to crafting though, I think I have a biased opinion when it comes to consumables, because for some reason I keep getting rare drops. And you don't use rare drops to craft consumables. You use normal drops. So I think I have a biased opinion, where for some reason they kept giving me the wrong drop, so I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about crafting these. After I sold all my items, or dismantled them, the most I can make of like any item is like 8, so... I rarely use consumables. I mean, at the beginning of the game, we barely use consumables. Yeah, but for some reason, I just can't make a lot of these, because the game just doesn't let me. It just kept giving me rare drops instead of normal drops, so I think I have a bias. Maybe it's because on hard mode, you get rare drops more? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know why I keep getting rare drops, but I think I have a biased opinion on consumables, so I can't really say too much about them. Weapon crafting, though, is probably a pretty cool thing that, oh, what is this? I don't remember having that. Okay, that's why I don't remember having it, because I don't need it. I like the idea of this weapon crafting system. The idea is, everyone starts with the base of the thing. So Takuto starts with that, then Otoha, and then Kyoka. There's 5 weapons, or 6 weapons if you count Takuto. And then 5 or 6 characters if you count Takuto. And then from there, you already have one free weapon. And then to craft the next one, you have to spend your old weapon. So it's like a legit upgrade system where you go from one item to the next, to the next, to the next, and there's no reason why you would even keep your old ones. Unless, of course, you want, like, everyone to equip a hammer, so you can level up hammers for everyone, things like that. The problem with this system, though, is when it comes to other characters. Because you can't just go, okay, time to level up axes, or time to level up hammers, buy 5 of these. You can't just do that. You have to go buy 5 of these, to make 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 5 of these, make 5 of these, make 5 of these, and it just gets kind of, like, long-winded. So when it comes to, like, If you wanted like a very, very specific set of things, then it can get pretty annoying. And it seems like doing all hammers is the best thing to do. It's getting really dark in my room. Holy crap, what's happening? It's a little bit odd there. Luckily, you could just level up with like the base thing, because you tend to like the best way to level up is not even use skills, it's use magic, it seems. But it is kind of odd. If you wanted to do people with off weapons, then you do have to do like extra investment. Protectors again, for some reason, it seems like enamel cord is just the be all end all. If you don't have this, you just can't play your game when you get to certain enemies. It doesn't really make sense. There's some cool things in here too, like gaining voltage when you attack. That's cool. But gaining voltage at the start of your turn, that's even more cool, because you can maybe get that little bit of voltage you needed. But you can't really play around with this stuff too much, because if you don't have this one thing, it seems like you just can't play the game at times. And you don't know what you need to... You don't know if you need this before going into the fight. So you kind of have whatever you want on the character, and then you go into a fight, and it turns out that that boss does some crazy thing that you didn't prepare for. Now all of a sudden you have to, like, completely change your build. I don't know how much I like that. Especially in a game that offers so many different things. I don't know how I feel about, like, my build just does not work because this boss have one mechanic that just completely prevents me from playing the game. If it was something like... something you could do with amps, if you could counter it with amps, I think I would have liked it better. Because they kind of told you, make a lot of outfits. Oh, that's another reason why I didn't like the outfit system. They tell you, make a lot of outfits, and constantly switch your outfits around depending on the situation. But to do that, you have to buy these expensive outfits, then you gotta upgrade them, and then if one of those breaks, you have to repair it, and every hit you take breaks the outfit a little bit more. Someone on Steam said that if you don't win a battle in one turn, then every battle is a financial loss. That's technically true, because depending on how much the enemy hits you, look how much I have to spend for that little bit of repairing. Depending on how much an enemy hits you during their turn, you might not even be able to make the amount you need to repair your armor within that one battle. So maybe if you have like... Maybe if you have a... It's so dark in my room, turn this on. Maybe if you have EP Plus and stuff, then every time you finish a battle, you'll always come up ahead, even if your outfits break. But normally, I was actually trying to farm up EP to make these enamel cords to beat the final boss. Normally, at the end of a battle, if you got hit, you are losing money. It's kind of sad, and I think the problem is... it seems like your outfits take fixed damage. So enemies that do multi-hit attacks, like some of my attacks hit like 30 times. If an enemy did, for example, where's a good example? This thing? This thing. Cremation does 10 hits. If an enemy did that to me, I don't just take a decent amount of alpha damage. It takes like a quarter. It's so much damage just because I got hit multiple times, and enemies don't have one turn, they have up to 3 turns. So the same thing, we have up to 4 turns, or even 8 turns, depending on if we got AP pluses during the battle. So your outfits break so fucking quick. And it just can completely ruin your bank account. Also, I did a little bit of research, wondering why my voltage didn't make any sense. You know, sometimes I would be at 5, and then I would use harmonics, and all of a sudden I'm at 4.5. Turns out, if you enter your turn with a broken outfit, you lose voltage. So, if your outfit breaks during a battle, you cannot repair it during a battle. You are already at a disadvantage. So what ends up happening is, when you get to an event in an area, and this is how we played the game. When you get to an event in the area, you walk up to it and go, okay, that's the event. You go to the save, you leave, you go repair your stuff, and now the next time you go into that level, you skip all the enemies, use your camo blurs maybe, just so you can run to the boss with full repair. Maybe if they let you repair things outside of battles, but not always in the office, that would have helped a little bit. But it pretty much means that if you go into a boss battle with even a little bit of damage like this, there's a chance that you just might not be able to voltage properly. That's what was happening with me sometimes. My outfit was breaking, I was doing harmonics. Harmonics would give me turns for every character, but one of the characters' outfits would be broken, which would then lower my voltage, and that's why it would sometimes seem like my voltage disappeared randomly. That's what was happening. It's just a very, very strange system. What else could we talk about? I think we went over everything when it came to gear. Let's talk about skills. Pretty much every character seems to have the exact same magic, which I don't know how I feel about. You can check here, right? Yeah, everyone's like pretty much the exact same. You can see I set up every character more or less the exact same. I don't know how I feel about this, because it means that technically anyone at any point in time could do the thing I need to do, rather than I have to wait for a certain person. So like at the start of the game, I thought Nene was my mage because she had the highest knowledge, so I tried to give her all the magic. But really what I should have done is just give everyone magic, because everyone can use it. And the restorative magic and stuff, and the buffs and stuff, this stuff doesn't even scale with your stats, so it doesn't even matter how low your knowledge is. You know, reviving a person doesn't matter how high your knowledge is. As long as you revive them, you're fine. It doesn't seem like knowledge even scales like the heals and stuff properly. Because Nene definitely did not heal as high, like a lot higher than other people from what I've seen. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like everyone should have had like... I don't know, because the way the chains work is you want everyone to have... You want to set everyone up in very strange ways, or either have them all have the same thing. Like every character has Cremation, Absolution, Legato, and Crush on them, so I can Cosmic Fan 4 times or 5 times in a single turn, or a single harmonics. So if they made it so every character was specific, like specific element or specific buffs, then they would have to revamp this whole system. But the way it is now, it's just very, very strange how every character can just do the same thing. And then when it comes to skills as well, every character is the exact same. Every character has the exact same stuff. So really, it's not like one character is better with a certain thing. It's more like one character has base stats that suit a certain weapon, instead of one character is just better with a certain weapon because they get certain skills. So for example, like one of the only ways to get reversal is this attack right here. It might be the only way to reversal. So it would have been cool to see something like Kyoka is very good with reversals when she has a spear. Other characters don't get reversal. So if I wanted to pull enemies forward, because there's like 3 melee weapons, then I would have Kyoka use a spear so I could then pull enemies forward to do more damage. If I put someone else with a spear, I could use the same moves, but they can't reversal. It would have been cool to see something like that, especially with like Kana, for example. Kana has like wait time, and then her special also has wait time. She could have been the person to like make sure that enemies never get a turn as long as she's hitting them. But instead, everyone can do it. And I guess this is emphasized even more now that people have figured out that if you just put hammers on everyone, you do the max DPS possible. Which is that's just sad. If you can put one weapon on everyone and do a lot of damage like that, that's just sad. Because that even just ignores the chain system. You're ignoring a whole part of the game and you're benefiting from it. You can ignore all these attacks right here, and you actually benefit from it because you're getting higher DPS. You can still do these ones because these counts magic, but that's just so odd. I think weapons could have been, I shouldn't say balanced better, but maybe they could have been, they could have had it so the person who started with a weapon, that person was very proficient in that weapon, not just because they started with higher proficiency, but because they had like a specialty in that weapon that the other characters didn't have. Well, I guess I didn't talk. Okay, let's finish up skills first. That covers my skills. The skill tree, I've complained about it many, many times. Some of the stuff in the skill tree makes no sense. First of all, these things are very similar color to these ones, so it's a little bit hard to tell where they are. Sometimes something will tell you Sonatina must be learned first. So you rotate around, you're like, okay, it's over there. That's fine. This damn skill tree is too much. Don't worry, I'll go over this. I might clip this whole thing. This will be my YouTube review. This skill tree. Sometimes it will tell you, hey, you need Sonatina to get this skill. So you go, okay, fine, I'll go get it. But other times you're like, alright, let's go forward, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, why can't I get that? And it's because even though you went forward and it doesn't tell you you need a thing to get it, you still can't get it because you need the thing beside it. So you have to, so instead of going like, okay, go like that, you have to go all the way down and start a new line and then get to the top, and then all of a sudden you could get that one. It doesn't explain why that happens, but we had that happen for someone's skill tree. I don't know if it's still there. Was it Nene, I think? I skipped this thing completely with Nene. I just went all around it because I didn't want it. But then up here, I think it was yeah, it was this one. To get this skill, yeah, I think it was this one. To get this skill, I needed to get this one, which doesn't make sense. To get this, you just need that. That's what it says on Theasis Moon when you look at it originally. It says, to get this skill, you need Attack Stride. But for some reason, I couldn't get it. I needed to get this one first. So that means I had to, instead of going straight up, to go all the way up here, which is what I wanted, I had to go up, figure out that I couldn't get it, and then go sideways, and then go up again. It's like, why couldn't I get it? Even though I went straight for it, and I had the prerequisite? The game didn't tell me why. So I just had to figure it out myself. It just doesn't make any sense why that happens. It's not explained at all. It's not explained why you sometimes could just go one way and then it doesn't work, and other times, for Otoha, I went like this. It just went all over the place and it worked out. I didn't have any problems with her, but other characters had problems with. And if you look at the skill tree, everything is connected, so it doesn't make any sense why sometimes you just can't get something and it doesn't tell you why. It's not like Takuto. If you look at Takuto's skill tree, you can clearly see there are gaps. If I get this, that doesn't mean I can all of a sudden get this, because there's a clear gap in the way. So I have to go around like that. So for Takuto it makes a lot of sense, but for other characters, for some reason, the skill trees just don't work. Not to mention, the skill trees for everyone is very just clustered. Nothing is color coordinated properly at all. They could have easily did like spears are blue, gun is orange, null magic is gray. They could have done something like that just so you knew where everything was. Because the way it is now, you're like, okay, I want fan skills. Where are the fan skills? And then you just keep doing this until you find them. But other skill trees, all you have to do is go... Okay, purple is there, so that's the fan skill. But it doesn't work like that in this game. You have to scour this whole thing, figure out where you want to go, then draw a line and pray that the line worked. It just doesn't make any sense. It wasn't explained properly, and the explanation they did give didn't make... It was just a lie. It was just a lie. The only thing that makes sense is the fact that orange means upgrade. Orange means upgrade, purple means slots. For some reason, both of these are a very similar color, but if you pay very, very close attention, you can see that one of them is different color. So there's some organization, but it's organized without being organized. It's just very poorly done. Chain skills. I feel like most of the time these are pretty balanced, to be honest. They do extra damage, from what it seems. It seems like they do extra damage. They sometimes have special things, like this one has reversal, this one's knockback and wait time, this one has steal, this is rare steal. This is a thing that's like needed to get rich in this game. And to do these things, you have to have people with the weapon equipped that it shows, and you have to have them harmonize. I don't think they actually said you need to be harmonized during the tutorial. I don't remember. But the weird thing when it comes to chain skills is it seems like the bottom part here is just kind of odd. First of all, Cosmic Fan, it seems like the stat decrease. It's all stat decreases, and it seems like it stacks on top of each other. So as long as you spam this and the boss doesn't get 3 turns in a row, you could pretty much reduce their stats so they just don't hit you at all or don't do any damage. And that's what you're doing at the end of the game. They kind of fucked over a lot of the enemies, to be honest. And then these ones, I feel like these need a little bit more explanation, because this one is the best skill in the game, it looks like. But it also looks like it's null damage, so some bosses actually absorb it, even though it's the best attack in the game. Even though it requires 5 people, the damage multiplier is less than this attack. So does that mean it's weaker, despite needing 5 voltage and 5 people being harmonized? Or is it more damage because it's 5 people doing it? It feels like it's not really that well explained. Did they actually say I needed to be harmonized? Because I was very confused when I first tried it. Oh. Where's my data? Where's chain skill? I don't know where chain skill is. I don't know where chain skill is. I was very confused though when chain skill started, when I started trying to use them, because I didn't know I had to be harmonized. It might have just been the tutorial here. Harmonics? Oh, this part, chain skills. Using particular skills one after the other during harmonics. So it did explain it, I just didn't read the tutorial properly. It's in my butt. Exclamation mark, sex hara. Damn it, Lolita Butt, do it! I need voice command Lolita Butt. I think that covers skills. I need the other half of that. The adult in this situation tries to reach his hand out to the little girl, and she slaps it away and goes, "Don't touch me!" I need that part. That was fucking hilarious. Oh, I guess one thing to mention about stats is level doesn't really seem to matter in this game, which I really like. I actually really like the idea. Because in RPGs, it's very easy to just over-level, and then you feel like, you know, you just fucking tank everything, and you feel like you kill everything, and it's not fun anymore. You know, depending on the person, fun is subjective. Some people like to over-level and stuff like that. But what actually gives you a lot of stats is not your levels, it's actually your proficiencies. So, proficiencies you have to grind, and you grind them along with your level ups. But depending on which proficiency you're currently getting, you get different stats. So, for example, guns will give you in knowledge, spears give you song power, fists give you technique. The weird part is proficiency gives you so much of a boost that I don't know why you would level up your levels over proficiency, even though you do them at the exact same time. So it seems like once you hit 10, you should just put on another weapon and start leveling with that other weapon. Otherwise, you're literally like not getting stronger. We saw during one of my level ups, I gained 3,000 song power. That was because of my proficiency and not my level up. So it seems like even though proficiencies are the way you want to grind, they're also like really just off balance. The amount of stats you get from proficiencies compared to level ups makes no sense. I feel like once you max out a weapon, which we didn't get to do before the end of the game because I didn't grind, so it does seem pretty difficult to max your weapons. That's one good thing about it. But it seems like once you max a weapon, you just don't even want to put that weapon on anymore until you max out everything else. It's a little bit odd there. I guess for order, I guess there's not much to say about the ordering. One thing that's kind of weird is, if you look here, you see that your characters are side by side, but they're actually not. They're actually one square away from each other. So there are AoE skills in this game that the enemies use, called rows. There's 3 row AoEs, which you think would hit like Nene, Momoka, and Kyoka if it hits Momoka, but it actually only hits Momoka because there's two empty spots beside her, even though it doesn't look like that. So that means enemies don't actually have the type of AoE skills you have, even though it shows that they have the AoE skills you have. So it's just very odd balancing. I think what they could have did is just make this more varied. And also I don't think you can, yeah, you can't like move a character back and put that character behind someone. You can only move them back and forth. So even though enemies have this like very intricate system, where you see like sometimes I do a big ass AoE, but an enemy is like just on the tip, so they don't technically get hit by it. Even though enemies can do things like that, we are very limited, and it's actually limited in our favor, because it means we get hit by less AoE attacks. Now there aren't too many of the 3 row attacks or the fan attacks. Fan attacks are pretty much non-existent unless you move to the front row like that, and then you get hit by like three people. But it's just kind of odd that enemies could do these special attacks and it just doesn't really matter, because the big ass AoE that they should have isn't a real AoE. It probably would have made the game more interesting too, because most of the time you just get hit by a single attack and then that one character dies because they got focus fired, or you get hit by a massive AoE that does so much damage during a turn break or order break that your whole team dies at once. There's not like a middle ground between it where someone gets hit by, oh, like for example the little insect guy, the little bug that like killed my whole party. The only reason he killed my party was because I had people like that. So his fan attack hit 3 people because they're in a fan, they're in a triangle. So if I just had my team like this, which is how I beat the bug, then all of a sudden his AoE turns into nothing. One thing that is cool about the formation though is you can change your formation in battle depending on the situation. So you could like, while it's Odaha's turn, you can only do it on their turn. But on her turn, I can move her up and down to try to get her, for example, if she's up here and an AoE attack or an AoE buff doesn't reach her, I could then move her down, so now it hits everyone, including her. That's pretty cool, but like I said, because enemies mostly do single target attacks or full party AoEs, there isn't really a reason to move them around. It seems like if you just put everyone right beside each other like that, it's actually the best way to play the game. This does affect, though, the range of your weapons. Can we look at range? You see different weapons have different ranges on them. Different weapon types. But like I said, that doesn't matter too much. It matters a little bit. Maybe if you want to get overkills, it matters. Because, like, an extra 14% damage might, you know, be that little bit you need for an overkill. But, to be honest, you don't even need to pay attention to that. So maybe if they made your party the same way the enemies were, and then also made the formation, or the weapon ranges matter more, you could have had, like, an interesting system where you're constantly moving your party around depending on the situation. And also you have to make sure, like, your party is optimal for damage, but also optimal for not taking damage. It would have been kind of cool. Especially because I haven't really seen games like that before. But I feel like they kind of scuffed the party system like that. Not to mention, you know, the AI, or not the AI, the enemies for some reason have ridiculous hitboxes. Sometimes their hitbox, I have them inside of a circle and it doesn't work. Sometimes I have the air beside them and they're all of a sudden in the AoE. I don't know why Idea Factory doesn't know how to make a hitbox properly, But that's definitely something that would have made this game make a lot more sense. Not to mention some of the other things, but let's go through all this. We barely ever used live concert mode, but I don't understand how this, how you're supposed to like really make use of this thing, because you could spend 5 voltage, but only get accuracy up, evasion up, crit up, depending on what you put here, obviously, depending on the things you put here. Why would I spend so much voltage when I could just move this over here and spend 1 voltage? It's a very weird system. I thought at first that the way it was is the more voltage you spend, the more buffs you get. Like if I spend 5 voltage, I get all of these buffs. But that doesn't seem to be what it is. If you use 5 voltage, when you click on it, it will show you your 5 effects. And those are the 3 effects, and those are the 3 you get. So I don't actually know why you would spend more voltage to do some of this stuff. It seems like a very odd system. I think it's just kind of the more voltage you spend, the longer it takes to end. But 5 voltage, that's really hard to get. You could just do a chain attack and like one-shot a boss. So I feel like if it didn't spend your voltage and maybe it just like reduced it a bit, or it gave you all the buffs, maybe all the buffs are a little bit too strong. But I feel like then you would actually want to use it. Voltage 1 is like the only... Voltage 1 negate wait time is like the only thing that's actually kind of useful. Because it can maybe get... It can maybe help you finish off the final boss. But not really, because I did try that strategy. It doesn't really work that well. I don't know what to say about Affection. It seems like it's just for one of the endings. I don't think it unlocks anything. Unlike a Nep game where Lily ranks like give you they give you access to, like, skills sometimes, or they make attacks stronger. Wait, what did Lily ranks do? In Hyper Devotion, they made attacks stronger? No, the Lily rank didn't make attacks stronger. It's just the fact that you stood beside each other that made them stronger. Lily ranks are dumb. Realize that Lily ranks still make sense. They're useless. Affection does seem useless as well. I don't think I got scenes for having high affection. And affection seems to be very, very, very slow to increase. Unless you're watching events. So, yeah, it just seems like it's something for the story. Not really much I could say about it. Oh, here you go. Quests. Let's talk about quests, because quests are dumb, but it could have worked. Did they give specific stats depending on which characters are paired up? Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. When you pair characters up, you get the bonus things. And if you're like 4, sometimes you get something that you wouldn't get normally. I forgot about that completely. That wasn't in Sega Hard Girls. That's the last one I played. That's the last Nep game I played. That wasn't in Sega Hard Girls. That's why I forgot about it. Wait, was it? I don't remember it. I remember making use of it for the reduced wait time and stuff like that. Yeah, that's why I forgot about it. Because I played Sega Hard Girls last, and I didn't remember in that one. Since you can't pair up people in this game, I don't know how they could have. Well, I don't know what they could have done with affection. Maybe like every one affection, you get like a special scene with people. If you look at, if you actually look at, let me buy it. Let me make sure I have them all. Bath time. Wait, Journey. Did I get the special endings? Pajama Party. There it is. Catch True Form. Pajama Party. Bath Time. It looks like I got all the endings. So we don't even need to. Oh my gosh. We don't even need to do all the character endings. It looks like. What about this one? Okay, what I was gonna say is maybe what they could have done with Affection, since it is a harem game, like they put a self-insert character for a reason, right? maybe what they could have did is when you get certain affection, like every one affection, you get a special scene with characters. Because there aren't that many scenes with everyone. Oh, that's what the let's go is. So I thought at the end scene when I got this thing, I thought that's because it's kind of Arya's fault, and she's also a Blair, and we're a Blair. So, is that a dot on her arm? There's a dot on her arm. I thought that was dust on my computer. It's not. That's a dot on her arm. The fuck? She has a mole on her arm? Okay. I thought this was because I thought that's just because we're both beeps, but apparently not. It's based on who you chose as your waifu. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it would have made sense if you got like the special. If you got more scenes like this, for example. If you got more scenes like this because of affection, it would actually make more sense. But instead, wait, I still have three fan service events apparently. I guess I have to go into post-game to get this. But it would have made more sense if affection got you like fan service stuff because it's a harem game. But instead, it seems like the self-insert was just kind of there. Okay, let's talk about quests though, because quests, I feel like the fact that you can not be able to finish your game because of quests is ridiculous. So first of all, true ending having to do all quests, I don't think is that bad, is as bad as people think it is. I need a drink, my throat's really hurting. Okay, I've seen a lot of people say that the fact you have to do all the quests to beat to get the true ending is stupid. Because people were having trouble getting all the quests. I didn't know about that, and I still was able to do every single quest. I haven't got one expired, and I got the true ending. So, it's clearly not that hard, especially because I didn't grind. People were saying you have to grind at certain chapters to get a quest. That didn't happen at all, so I don't know what people are talking about. So I don't think it's that bad. Now it is pretty stupid though, that these quests have time limits. It's stupid because of two reasons. First of all, medium. Tell me what medium means. The game doesn't tell you what medium means. So when you see a quest that says short, you're like, oh, it's a short quest, I better do it right now. But you don't know when right now is gonna end. This could end, for example, one of the things we had happen was I had a quest that said medium, and I said, okay, it's medium. I turned in one quest, and I got a cutscene. And after the cutscene, I tried to turn in the quest, and I couldn't turn it in anymore, because it expired. So it seems like it's based on whether or not the story is progressing. But the game doesn't tell you that. It just says you have a time limit, and your time limit is short, medium, or long. Or no time limit. Because the game doesn't explain that to you, you don't know when to wait to do certain quests, and some of these quests are better. Some of these quests are better if you wait until another quest to do it. Because sometimes, for example, these ones down here, where you have to get like a certain item, some of these are as simple as you go into a level and just pick up the item. But some of these, like was it Angel Secret or something? Oh no, Azure Holy Water. Azure Holy Water, for example, cost me pretty much all my money to make. And I said I didn't want to do that. It says medium time. So if I knew, okay, medium time meant this much time, then I could have waited that much time. If I didn't get the Holy Water, then I just made it. But instead what I did was I ran around frantically trying to find out if I could get it as a drop from something. And I happened to get it as a steal from one of the enemies in another quest. So if you knew what the time limits were, you could figure out, okay, this quest I need a special item, this quest is gonna expire soon, this one gives like a special enemy, I could do this one now, then this one's, since it's a special enemy, I could try to steal for this item, and do all that. But because of the time limit, you're just kind of like, okay, this one I have to do it right now. Oh, it's an item that cost me all my money. better go grind, and then you get the item for free in one more mission, and you're like, oh, did I wasted my money? It's just kind of sad. You could have just waited, but because you're scared that the quest is going to expire, you don't want to wait. Now, what you could do, very, very simple solution. Tokyo Xanadu had a time quest, but they explained it very simply. When you start a chapter, you have free time. During free time, you could do whatever you want, including quests. As soon as free time is over, the game is going to progress, and all your quests will then expire. You cannot do them anymore. So you know, okay, free time started, now I do all my quests. You know at that point, it's time to quest. You know that if you want to progress the game, you have to abandon the quest. You know exactly your time frame to do your timed quest. That's how you do a time quest properly. And every time you are about to progress the story and end free time, they even give you a warning. They let you know again, by the way, you're about to end free time. If you progress, all your quests are going to disappear. Are you sure you want to progress? They make sure you know. This game, they just don't care. They just don't care. And the fact that some of these quests, these ones specifically, where it says like, show me a skill, maybe the training results one, some of these quests are required to beat the game, and they are missable. They have time limits on them. That's just idiotic. That's so idiotic. You can miss a quest. I think it's this one specifically. I think it's this one that's short. It gives you something you need, and it's a short quest. So if you aren't paying attention and you have it expire, you just can't beat the game anymore. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know who thought of that. I don't know who thought that someone could prevent themselves from beating a game because they didn't do a side quest. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know who thought of that. Oh yeah, we talked about overkills, but I didn't have my bestiary, so I couldn't really show it. If you look, the majority of overkills just give you whatever the normal drop is. I guess I kind of talked about this. I don't know how much I like that or not. I thought I didn't like it at first, but now I think I like it. Did I find all the enemies? I did not. I only found 50%. I think because all of these are DLC enemies? I think? I did miss a couple of rare ones too. There's like... You see, there's like some missing. But there's still a lot to do in the game. That's something that's pretty cool. It seems like the post-game content is going to be pretty vast. Not even if I don't count DLC, there's still all the training floors. I don't know how much training floors there are. But it seems like that tower you're joking about, Yuki, it seems like it does exist, which is this. I don't know how many floors there are, but we do have to progress through this. Oh, it's still closed? We do have to progress through this somehow. So it seems like there is a tower that you have to go through. But yeah, I don't know how much my jokes have truth. I know. So I don't actually know how much I care about the overkill drops now. I like how for bosses it seems like it gives you special things. I don't know about regular enemies. I feel like I want a little bit more. Thank you for the host, Yuki. Really appreciate it. Let's open up the help menu. Where is here we go. Order break. Let's talk about fucking order break. Order break is a special ability that Mad can use to interrupt the turn order. The stronger the Mad, the higher chance of activation. There you go. So I figured that it was based on strength of the Mad. First of all, I don't know why why in game it says Mad, but in cutscenes it says beep. Something's going on here. I think someone mistranslated something, or maybe I don't know. Maybe someone translated. Maybe one team translated the cutscenes and one team translated the in-game text. I'm not sure why in one they say beep and in one they say mad. I don't know. But there you go. The stronger the Mad, the higher chance of activation. It seems like at the beginning of the game it never happened at all. Then in middle game it happened at a decent rate, but it was still manageable. But then at the end of the game, and maybe even post game, according to what some people are saying, it happens so frequently it's pretty much just a normal turn. Now, problem with this is, like we've seen for the bosses, it's not just they fuck your turn over, they fuck up what your plan was, and then they like smack you once. they can do their EX attack, which is their strongest attack, 3 times, then get an order break during their order break and use their strong attack 3 more times, and then you all of a sudden have a full wipe party without being able to do anything. The fact that that can happen makes absolutely no sense. During an order break, they also restore their magnetic field, so in the second picture, you can actually see the boss is almost dead, but then he got an order break. So now, overkilling him is a lot harder, because you can't heal up the boss like you can in some RPGs, to give them more HP to then lower the guard, and to then set up a overkill again. So order breaks could just fuck you over when it comes to you getting an overkill, if it matters. I don't know how much overkilling matters for bosses. But, yeah, order break is just all RNG, none of it in your favor. The strong enemies can do it. They do it more frequently. Not only are they attacking, but they can do up to 3 attacks. They can have all 3 of those attacks be their strongest AoE attack. They can then order break during their order break to then get 6 attacks in a row. And at that point, it's no matter what you do, you can't live. You can't live those attacks. It just doesn't make any sense. Not to mention, maybe if you don't have the amps that like prevent sleep or paralysis and stuff, then you might live, but then your whole team is asleep, so then you miss all your turns again, and then all of a sudden, the enemy gets their attacks again, and then you die because you didn't even get a chance to heal up. It's just so absurd. There are ways you could have this system though. Like I said, I'm pretty sure in Fairy Fencer F there's a bar that builds up to let you know when the enemy's going to do their special attack. If you had a system like that for the special attack, then order breaks wouldn't be that bad. Because the worst part about order breaks is they spam their strongest attack whenever they do it. That's the worst part about it. You could have also had it so the magnetic field didn't restore when they did it, or you could have just had it to restore halfway. Actually, that's another thing Fairy Fencer F does, where when you break an enemy in Fairy Fencer F, they don't restore all of their guard on their turn. They actually only restore a part of it, and it doesn't actually count as being a part. It doesn't count as their guard being restored partly. It's just showing you that when that bar is filled, then they get all their guard back. So there's like a time limit for how long you can get your DPS off before their guard is then restored. So you could have had a system like this if it wasn't all the time. If it was something that was truly like random or rare, it would have been okay. But you would also have to make it so they can't spam one attack during it. Maybe have them use one attack only, or have it so like they could do 3 attacks, but if they use their EX attack, it like removes their turn. It just ends their turn. So EX attacks are just so powerful it has to end your turn. They could have did something like that for the enemies, so it just wasn't so powerful. Here it says you can learn about their patterns by fighting more and more battles. Like what does that mean? Its activation frequency is also influenced by the game mode. So it seems like the fact that I'm playing on Advance does mean that it's happening more and more often, and maybe it just means this game wasn't designed for Advance mode. Maybe Advance was like something they just added in because they figured the game needed difficulties for some reason. I don't know. It's weird because Fairy Fencer F is kind of balanced around Hell or hard mode. NemNem games don't even have difficulty, they're just poorly balanced. In this game it seems like they added hard mode and it's not balanced around it. But what does this mean? You can learn about their patterns by fighting more and more battles? Like what does that mean? There's no pattern with order break, it just happens. So it makes it sound like you do something to the boss and then they order break. Like maybe if you poisoned a boss, the boss would then activate order break because like the poison was the trigger. But it's nothing like that. It just happens randomly. And it happens more and more often depending on how strong the boss is. This is a cool idea to make you panic, but it's so poorly executed that if it happens, you just have to cross your fingers and pray you don't die. Because the final boss, if he order breaks and does 6 lures, for my level, if he did 6 lures, I would have died, even though I'm 73 levels higher than him. It's absurd. The fact that I can grind for like 2 hours and still die to a boss because it just order breaks twice makes no sense. I kind of went over action count. The idea of action count is cool because you can like try to manipulate your turns, but for some reason you can't end your turn. Which one thing doesn't make sense here. It says somewhere here. I don't know where it says it. There, it says right here. If you end your turn with action count points remaining, those action points will not be carried over. That's a lie, because you can't end your turn. You cannot end your turn. The only way to end your turn is to defend. But defending adds wait time. So you can't actually just end your turn. So that's a lie right there. It's just like, why? What other things can we talk about? Can we talk about Takuto? I like the idea of using Takuto as a party member. He's a little bit awkward though. So Takuto is used as many different things. When you have him paired with someone and that person attacks, you could then use Takuto to push the enemy's turn back, which is broken. The first couple bosses in the game, they just never got a turn because I kept pushing it backwards. But later in the game, it's actually a lot more fair, because enemies can just order break all the time. But also because the number you need for Takuto is used for other things. Like group defense and paired defense. Paired defense is kind of lame, because it only... he can only pair the person that... He can only defend the person who he's paired with. So in this situation, he's paired with Otaha. So if Arya is getting hit by something massive, apparently Takuto just doesn't care, which is very weird lore-wise. He's supposed to be their manager, but he's only watching over one girl. It's very strange. However, there's group defense. If there is an AoE attack, and the person who is paired with Takuto is in the AoE, then all of a sudden he cares about defending them. I think the explanation for why you can do this too is because he was contaminated by the beep. So I don't really mind the fact that he's doing like weird things that he probably shouldn't be doing. Because story-wise, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it's just very strange that he doesn't care about anyone else except the one person he's paired with. Unless that person is also in an AoE attack, then all of a sudden he cares about everyone else. Because you get so many AP for Takuto later on, I feel like they should have just always let you do defense. I think group defense even lowers the AP by a multiple of how many people are in the AoE. So if 5 people are in the AoE, it takes away 5 AP. Because I noticed during the final boss fight, when I was playing around trying to figure out how to beat him, I actually ran out of AP at some point because he kept spamming the lure, which is the full party AoE, and I actually ran out of AP for him. So I don't know why they only light it on one person. Now what might be the reason is because when you do group or paired defense, he actually prevents status effects. So that means if you put him on Otaha, for example, Otaha is now immune to status effects as long as you press the quick time event, but all the other characters can still get statused. So it's kind of strange that that can happen. Oh, but then if you do a group defense, then everyone's immune to the statuses, obviously. So maybe that's one of the reasons they didn't want you to do it for everyone, but then they could just balance it around AP. They could just make sure you don't get that much AP on him, and you would have to make sure that you're blocking certain attacks and not others. Because you don't have to defend against everything. You could just defend against the things that do status effects. Then there's a learning curve, where you have to learn the enemy's attacks, and only block the things that cause statuses or that will like one-shot you or cause you a lot of problems. But instead, it's just you put Takuto on someone, you make sure that person is in the middle of the party. See, I usually have Takuto on the person in the middle because that means that no matter which side gets hit, I'm pretty much guaranteed to do a group defense. It's just kind of it's not really well thought out, even though it's a pretty cool system. I wish there was a little bit more thought into it, and just a little bit more balance. Oh, I think this is one of the things I just didn't understand. A follow-up thing? I actually don't know what to say about this because I didn't understand it. I thought follow-up attacks were what the chain attacks were, but it wasn't. It says that, like, if you link an attack together with something else, you get, like, a bonus, but when I tried doing it, there wasn't, like, any indication that I was doing a bonus. So, I don't know, it was kind of weird. I don't know what to say about this. Maybe I just didn't understand it. I'm not sure. I actually don't know what to say about this. What else is there? I guess exploration. How about the way exploration works in this game? That's something that I actually really like. Exploration. Wait. Central Plaza.
まだ
What the?
眠いのだけど。
Oh, I have another DLC area unlocked. Well, that's pretty cool. So, I guess this is a good place to talk about then, because we have areas that are blocked off. The exploration in this game is pretty cool. The areas are very open. As you can see, you can kind of walk around wherever. And the way it works is, you have a lot of places that are blocked off by things like that. The beep. You have things like this, Kana has to kick it down, otherwise it's blocked. The problem with this is, you have to do missable quests to unlock this stuff. So if you miss the quest, you now are limited on how to explore. And sometimes it will even prevent you from doing other quests, or prevent you from finishing the game. So that doesn't make any sense. But, this does mean that when you revisit areas, you're not just revisiting an area, you're revisiting new parts of that area, which is pretty cool. Constantly going back to the same area would be pretty boring, but because you're only exploring like a small section of the area, and then like a couple of hours later you explore another section, it does still feel like you're exploring new places, even though the map is exactly the same. I don't know what to say about these DLC areas, because it seems like these DLC areas are reusing old areas in the game. Like, this is South Middleton. The other place we were at, Three Towers, was Bay Plant. What was it called? Bay Plant or something? Baysite? Which is lazy as fuck, Idea Factory. Reusing in-game areas for the DLC areas, that's just lazy. But yeah, the exploration is kind of cool because of how the areas are constantly opening up over and over and over again. And it means that, for a developer, instead of having to make like 50 levels, you only need 10 levels, and then you have 5 ways to open up into different areas of that level. So, it actually saves you time as a developer, which is pretty cool. And also, since this game promotes going back to areas to find like the different items and stuff that are on the ground. Like sometimes when you finish a quest, there will be you get a treasure map and it will drop an item on the floor. I think we picked them all up so we can't actually see any. But it gives you a reason to actually go back and try to pick up these items, because while you pick up these items, you're also exploring more of the area. Some of the areas are like blocked off by weird things though. For example, like this part down here. I needed Kana to break down the wall, but I also had to progress the story to like the final chapter, or almost the final chapter, to get past a barrier to then kick it down. So it's like, why even put the wall there where I need to progress to a certain chapter when I already have the thing to break down the wall? It's like some things like that is just kind of weird. It's like they give you one way to they give you one way to progress early, but then you can't actually progress until you get to a certain point. It's just very strange balancing. Most of the items though are most of the items are like rocks, which are money, and then like consumables. So maybe what they could do is spread out more like equipment and things like that. Maybe even have like outfits. Like I know some of the Neptunia games, as you run around, you can pick up outfits. I feel like maybe there's things like that would have felt better to explore. What else is there? What I need to start writing a list. For all the different things to talk about. I don't know what else there is to talk about. Go to the help menu. We talked about weight value. Oh, did I talk about flashbacks? I kinda did. The drops from the items around the map are RNG? What? Are they? Are they RNG? You sure about that, Yuki? They seem... Oh, you mean for Nep Nep. Yes, I remember that actually. Yes, they are. I remember specifically in one of the Neptunia games, yeah. I remember there was like a lava area. I walked in, I pressed the search button, and then I found an item, and I picked it up, and it was like just a consumable or something. And then I had to go back to that level later, and I walked forward again, clicked the button, and I saw the item pickup, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll use another potion. But then I picked it up, and it was a sword for Nep, and I'm like, wait, what is this? And I put it on, and it was like 5 times stronger than my current sword. So that is one thing that is just stupid about the Nep games. That's one thing that this game actually does better than the Nep games. The fact that it seems like the items are not random at all. In fact, they're so not random, they're so specific that most of the time it's just rocks. But yeah, definitely... Oh, that's another thing that this game does better. The hidden item system. The hidden item system in Nep games is so dumb. Because all you do is run around mashing the button to do the radius thingy to see where items are. That is so dumb. Because the whole time you're just mashing your button. You're listening to this annoying pss, pss, pss sound. That's horrible. This game, that's something they improved, because this game, all you do is you walk around and you hear a beep beep and you're like, oh, okay, beep beep, item nearby. You look for the item. Oh, they got rid of it in 3? I don't remember that. I don't even remember hidden items in Hard Girls. On Sega Hard Girls. So that's one thing they definitely improved on. I don't even remember if... No, you know what? I'm pretty sure Fairy Fencer F has this system where you just have to find the item. Or... Because I remember sneaking by enemies to pick up items. It's either the items were invisible or I just sneak by enemies to pick up items. Oh, you know what? Flash effects. Flash effects are a good example of why this game's... why the people who balance this game don't know what they're doing. So flash effects are the things that, like, sometimes you just see a boss, like, randomly heal, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Why did he heal? I keep forgetting it's because of flash effects. So you can see during people's turns, there are little indicators about different bonuses. Like reducing action count or something, or action count bonus. Oh wait, I've never seen that one before. Action count bonus? Where you get things like increased accuracy, extra damage, voltage rate, whatever, increased experience. And what you want to do is you want to push the enemy's turn back while moving your turn in spots where you get different buffs. But because you can't end your turn, it's so difficult to move into a spot where you want to move. What you have to pretty much do is keep playing with your different things until you find a combination that does exactly what you want and using all your AP. So the more AP you have, the harder it is to actually move around your turn. So AP is actually a disadvantage, even though it should be an advantage. It's an advantage when it comes to dealing damage, because you get to get more attacks off. When it comes to actually setting up your turns properly, it's just horrible. So for example, Otoha, she might want this lower wait time. So she wants to move her turn down by 4. But she has 1 AP. Well actually she should have more AP. You usually start with like... No, you start with 1 actually. But at the end of the game you have 4. You have 4 AP by the end of the game. So she could do like 4 normal attacks, but maybe that 4th normal attack pushes her like 1 too far. So what she actually wants to do is do 3 normal attacks and then wait. But because there's no wait function, which is weird because waiting is in the other games. Because there's no wait function, you have to do a 4th attack or 4th thing. And that 4th thing might move you too far. And because you want to set this stuff up, especially for the status anomaly rate up, to get statuses on bosses, that's pretty much mandatory. Because bosses have like 100 to 300 resistance for a status effect. So you pretty much need that to get a status on a boss. So it's pretty ridiculous that you just can't just end your turn and set up your turns properly to do all this stuff. And then of course, even if you were able to, it's not like it's that OP because people could turn break or order break and just mess everything up. So Otoha could be like, I got the lower wait time, and all of a sudden, order break by the way, and now the enemy is the one with it. So it's not like it would be that OP. It would just be something else to try to combat the annoyingness of this game. What else is there to talk about? No, or dowsing. What's analyze? Oh, that's Nene's thing. Affection. Oh, that's something that I actually really like in this game. I forgot about this. This thing. The music videos? Energetic Dance 1 to 15. Hell yeah. I don't remember what these songs sound like. So, this is something that I really like because it's just something you can, like, play around with. And if you like idols, and this is an idol game, then you could, you could play around with this stuff and have some fun. I think because Idea Factory is kind of focusing more on, I was gonna say lolly games, that's not right. Harem games or waifu games, then they should add more things like this. More things you could do with your waifus. Especially, some of this stuff is just hilarious. But they do, obviously, this is a good example, they do have to actually polish this stuff up. Because the fact that instead of giving an upskirt, it, like, clips into her thigh, or it clips into her butt, that just, like, come on, man. Playing around with your characters like this is probably one of the things they should do with these games. So I actually really like that. I don't know if there's much else to say about this game. I feel like I had a lot to say, and I kind of exhausted myself while we were playing the game. I really should create, like, a text document of all the things, all the complaints I have of a game while we play through it. So I can go through everything all at once. I think I went through everything, all the important stuff. I talked about Order Break, which is the biggest thing about this game. The fact that quests can actually lock you out of finishing your game. I think those are the 2 biggest things. Training Facility Boss? The floors accessible in the training facility are restricted by game mode. Holy shit! In intermediate, you could get to middle floors, and advanced, you could get to the final floor. Oh, god damn it, I have more things to do? Whatever, we're done the game. We're done. We have like an hour left. Should we just start the next game? Get at least done the tutorial? Maybe we should. I'm tired of this game. Do I recommend it? I recommend you get someone to buy the game for you. Do not play it yourself. Do not play it. Do not buy... I said do not play it yourself. Do not buy the game yourself. Have someone else buy the game. I think if someone modded this game, it would actually make a very nice game. If someone modded it to make order breaks random rather than super consistent, then, okay, you would have to mod it in a couple ways. So first of all, make costumes cheap. Make all costumes like 1,000. Because that way you can actually play around with your characters and have them, like, dress up the way you want to. And you still have to invest in them. It's not free. So, if all of them are 1,000 like this one, then you could still play around with your characters a little bit. You could still change their hairstyles and stuff. I don't know how much hairstyles cost, actually. Those might be expensive, too. But you still have to do a little bit of investment to like upgrade them and make sure they have the right amps on. So there still might be some grinding if you want to play around, but it's not that much. Monokitty's amazing for her. Well, that is her normal outfit when she's not transformed. It's also a nice outfit. Where's your hat? There it is. Oh! The twin tails are gone! That's awkward. Another thing you would have to do is make it so order breaks. Costumes in these games shouldn't be upgrades, just cosmetic. That's what I would prefer. That's what I would prefer. It's very strange in this game, especially that your outfits could break, and then when they break, you lose your upgrades. So for example, Nene has 2000 HP on her outfit, right? So if her outfit breaks, she loses 2000 HP. That's a lot of HP. So the fact that that can happen in this game is insane. So I would prefer it to be cosmetic, but because it's kind of built into this game already, I would say instead they should just make costumes cheap so you could have many of them, and also fix the durability for them. Make it so they don't break as easily. Because it seems like if you get hit like by a multi-hit attack, it seems like 2 multi-hit attacks completely break your outfit. There's even, you might be able to find some clips if you go through the VODs of like I get hit by a full party attack and every single character's outfit breaks at the same time because they all just take massive damage. They have stat costumes and other version of the costume that doesn't have stats. Oh yeah, in NepNep games, some costumes do have stats for some reason. I don't really like how some outfits. I think like if I remember right, Tekken for example, Tekken had a bear costume that I really liked, but then she had a Lily costume or something like that. The bear costume didn't give stats, but the Lily costume gave her stats. So technically, the bear costume, even though it was cuter, was less efficient. I would prefer if just all costumes didn't give stats at all. Or, what you could do is, some games have the stats on. They have stats costumes, and then they have the cosmetic costume you put on top, like Dragon Saga. I talked about playing that MMO again recently. That one, you could buy you could buy something in the item mall for real money. You buy it, you put it on, and you get stats. But maybe it's ugly. So you buy another costume to put on top of that one. So now you use the stats from the good costume, but you have the appearance. You have the more suitable appearance for you, but the costume that's worse is on top. So you still get the stats, but you look a way you want to. They could have did something like that. But since the outfits do have stats on them and the game's kind of built around them, I would say mod the game. You would have to find someone who mod the game to make it so these costumes were cheap instead of costing 650,000. This is just insane, man. It costs this much to make this outfit? Like, really? That's crazy. Oh, and when you buy an outfit, you see it says place order instead of like how many you want to buy. You can only buy one outfit per person. So if I buy this outfit, no one else can wear it. Only Arya can wear it. So if I wanted everyone to wear this outfit, or if I bought this outfit and then I wanted to put it on someone else, I would then have to go to them and buy the outfit again, and then I would have to re-upgrade it instead of just moving it to a different person. It's really messed up. Another thing you would have to do to make this game playable, other than make outfits better, is order break. Order break, there's no reason it should be so consistent to the point where at the very start of every battle, there's an order break. It should be something that you actually have to worry about. The way they describe it, it's like you have to always be on your toes because you never know what's gonna happen. It should be like that. It shouldn't be like at every turn, at every time you end your turn, there's like a 90% chance of an order break. That is just dumb. I don't know why that's even possible. Order breaks should be very, They shouldn't be as strong. The enemy shouldn't be able to spam their EX attack 3 times in a row, because then there's literally nothing you can do. You just have to take the death. And it shouldn't be so consistent. It should be something that is like random and scary. The last thing is, if this game was to be playable, you would also have to find a way to mod it so quests do not have time limits. Because quests have time limits, you can literally not be able to finish your game. You can get to a point where one of these quests show up where it says medium or short, you don't realize that there's a new quest, and then all of a sudden, you don't have a skill that is needed for finishing the game. I just enabled the DLC money and buy the outfits. It's not enough! It's not enough though. Look at this outfit. This outfit is 650,000. You only get 550,000 from the DLC. It's not enough.
What the fuck?
It's literally not enough. If you wanted to do that, you would actually have to buy. You would have to buy the DLC, not the free DLC. If you look at the bottom here, you could get 1 billion EP. I think this is a billion EP, and then 500 million Arcanium. And then you can also get the 200 coins, which you can then use for New Game Plus. Yeah, I think this game, I think the reason why they actually made everything really expensive is because they wanted to add these packs. Million, multi-million, and billionaire pack. I think they actually wanted to add, like, pay-to-win stuff. And there's even, you could buy weapons. You can even buy weapons. So, they knew this game was bullshit, and then they added pay-to-win things to it. And that's why you shouldn't buy this game. You should have someone else buy it for you while it's on sale. Don't spend your own money on this game. Don't spend your own money on this game. Don't support it. Have someone, if you really want to play it that badly, have someone else buy it for you. If someone out there wants to mod the game to make it better, then I would recommend playing it. Maybe if you want to play it, then play on normal, or, yeah, just play on normal. If you really want to play it, maybe you like the characters, maybe you like the gameplay, then maybe just play on normal. But, like we just saw, some of the content is actually blocked off if you don't play on the hardest difficulty. I read somewhere, someone said that you can't see the true ending unless you play on advanced difficulty, actually. I don't know if that's true. But if that is true, then yeah, this game's pay to win. Pay to win single player game. Do I recommend this game? Nope. Fuck this game. I played through it. I know everything about it as far as I know. Fuck this game. Let's, we have an hour. Let's at least go through the tutorial of the other game. Also, let's open it up. Ooh, should I... Let's mute the background for a second, so you don't know what the game is. Put on background music. So, we'll at least do the tutorial of the next game. But